Bela Lugos is dead. The bats have left the bell tower. The victims have been bled. Red velvet lines. The black box. Bela Lugos is dead.
Well, Bauhaus, it was Peter Murphy and Daniel Ash.
Yes.
Daniel Ash, who did a lot of other...
Love and Rockets.
Love and Rockets, yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. Yeah.
All right.
All right, well, we ought to officially begin the show.
And we can now. We didn't have internet, but now we have it.
I had it on my phone. I mean, I had.
You were going to do the news from your phone.
You bet I was. That's the kind of guy I am. I'm willing to use my precious data to do the news because our internet was down here in the building, but now it just came back. So we should be prepared to do the same mediocre job we usually do, rather than just a completely essy job, which would have happened if we had no internet. I guess we could invite your check-ins as well. 877-602-9696, the number to call. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. Maybe you're sipping a little Mill Creek coffee this morning, I am.
I better get to that.
Have a little Mill Creek coffee, but call us. Let us know you're ready for the show. 877-602-9696 is the number. And tell us, in 3 words or less, who's in charge?
Who's in charge?
Who's in charge? I want to know who's in charge here. All right?
All right.
Who's in charge? 3 words or less.
All that on the way. Stand by.
Win ticket.
Sturdy. Spell it with me now, S-T-U-R-D-Y. And now we'll use it in a little bit of dialogue, starring as our Utah friends, LeVar and LeGrand. The scene takes place in LeGrand's family room as this conversation ensues. Again, the word is sturdy.
A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Well, that does it. Took a lot of work to get the old family room ready for Christmas, but there's still one very important thing I got to do, LeVar, to make sure Christmas goes off without a hitch.
Well, what could you have possibly left out, LeGrand? I mean, the whole room looks like it jumped out of Good Housekeeping's Christmas issue.
Thanks.
I mean, the tree is up and beautifully decorated. There's mistletoe and holly wreaths in all the right places.
Don't stand under that mistletoe.
Oh, all right. And the stockings are hung by the chimbley with care.
Yep.
What possibly could you have left out?
Well, just come on over here by the fireplace, LeVar. Come and take a good look inside the fireplace and tell me what you see.
Looks like an ordinary chimbley to me.
Look at all that soot. If I don't do something about all that soot, Sandy will pass us by this year.
I don't follow what you're saying.
Well, sturdy. The fireplace sturdy. That soot's nearly a half-inch thick.
Well, that's what happens with all the smoke. The chimbley gets sturdy.
Well, you know how particular and health-smart Sandy is.
Yeah.
Sandy won't come down any chimbley sturdy.
Me too. I feel the same way that Santa does.
Huh?
I mean, me neither. I won't come down a chimbley sturdy neither. That's funny.
You playing Sandy somewhere here in town, LeVar? I can't imagine you as a Sandy Claus.
Oh, I'm a great Santa, LeGrand. I got a big bag of goodies, if you know what I mean. A
No.
big bag to stuff down the chimbley. But only if it's clean.
I better call someone to come over and clean this year chimbley, or Sandy won't come.
Stop it! You're killing me.
What?
Who are you gonna call? You gonna
well-
call one of them doctors that specializes in chimbleys? Maybe he could prescribe a shot of penicillin to clean it out.
No, I'm just gonna call a chimbley sweep. He'll bring a big long brush and then climb up on top and shove it down the flue.
Well, that sounds painful.
You know, LeVar, sometimes you really puzzle me.
Shove it down the flue.
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right.
That drop makes me feel kind of skeevy.
It should.
Yes. All right, it's time to officially begin the show. Well, we'll take your check-ins right after that. You call us at 877-602-9696. It's just kind of a way to kick off the program. And you just call and in 3 words or less tell us who's in charge. Who's in charge here?
Starting the show brought to you by, are you trying to become a general contractor, or are you already a contractor who needs continuing education classes? The Utah Home Builders Association can help. Visit utahhba.com.
The moon is 72% of full, on its way to fullness. The moon will rise today at 4:16 p.m., today being Thursday. It's the 11th day of July in the year of our Lord 2019. And this is the morning show that knows that not only does the kidney have a special place in the heart, the liver has a special place in the lungs. We are the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson. I'm Bill Allred, and that there over there, way yonder, stereo right, is Gina Marie Barberi. And Katie, for short, is the executive producer of the Radio from Hell show, and I don't know who's in there.
I think it's Bailey, and a new person.
So 4 people are in there with Katie. Bailey, and a new person. We've got to get over this having 3 interns named Bailey. I get them mixed up all the time. I just don't understand it. All right, time for check-ins, 877-602-9696. As you call in and tell us who's in charge. I mean, who is in charge here?
All right.
Huh? I want to know.
Let's see. We got, let's start with Trevor.
Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for letting me listen.
It's our pleasure, believe me. Who's in charge, Trevor?
The dogs.
The dog. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, who put the dogs in charge?
I always think
I
that
did.
You
I
did.
was in charge.
I do.
on the weekends because I got to get up and let Riley out when she's ready to get up, not when I'm ready to get
No.
up. When she's ready to.
Trevor, are you? Let me just rag my brain here a little bit. Are you the guy who rescues the pit bulls?
I am a pit rescue guy.
Yeah, the pit bull rescue guy. Well, it's admirable work, and
I met Trevor in one of his pit bulls
oh, did you?
at
Someplace.
Mark Miller.
Yeah. Trevor, you should maybe come by sometime with a couple of dogs, and we'll say hi. Okay.
I can totally do that. Thank you.
All right.
All
Talk
right.
to you.
Let's see, Micah.
Hi, Micah.
Micah is in charge.
Micah, who's in
Good
charge?
morning, lords and ladies.
Good morning.
Who's in charge at my house?
Yeah.
My tiny terrorists.
You're a tiny terrorist. I assume that means a child of some sort?
It is. It's really hard to be mad at them when your own eyes look up at you.
Oh.
Oh, it really looks that much like you.
How old of a child is this?
I've got 3. There's 9, 8, and 4. And then the middle child, she is my spitting image, and I feel so bad for her.
Yeah, yeah. That's too bad that she looks like a man. it is sad.
I know.
Yes.
All right.
For
Well,
real.
all right. Keep him at bay. Keep him at bay, Micah.
Thanks, Micah.
See ya.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's go to Maggie. Hi, Maggie.
Hi, Maggie. Who's in charge?
Who's in charge? Little River Band.
The Little River Band.
Oh!
Well, I'll say this.
Just kidding. Just kidding. It's Radio from Hell.
Oh,
Well, I'll say this about both Little River Band and Radio from Hell. They're no Pablo Cruz.
no Pablo
They are
Cruz.
no Pablo
They're no
Cruz.
Pablo Cruz.
That's for damn sure.
The dog is in charge too. Yes,
Yeah.
Mickey's in charge.
Amen.
You know, I have the tendency to sometimes think that Pablo Cruz is no Pablo Cruz, but that's,
Don't know.
No, you're mistaken there.
am I?
Yes.
Pablo Cruz really is Pablo Cruz.
And I'm going to name my next dog Pablo Cruz. Or Carrie. If Carrie may beat me to it.
It's only if
Think
it's
so?
Chahua.
I love it.
All right. Thanks for checking in, Maggie. Oh,
Love you guys.
goodbye.
Bye.
Well, see what you did.
All right, let's see. We got Carrie the coordinator. Me and all the other coordinators of the world are
Yes.
in charge, of course. The bill payer.
One thing in my life that's missing.
Yeah, see, you can,
Finding out who's in charge.
yeah, here's your Little River Band. They're no Pablo Cruz.
No, they
though.
aren't. They are not.
My 4-pound Yorkie.
Yeah.
My lovely wife.
Yeah.
The Illuminati.
Yeah. I don't know why you're all denying the existence of that.
Who is? Not me.
Mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law. Mother-in-law.
George Costanza.
No, he's not in charge.
He's in charge at Vandalay Enterprises.
Let's see. My anxiety.
Yeah.
There you go.
Our friend Nicole is in charge.
Yes. My min pin. What's a min pin?
Mini
Pincher.
Pincher?
Doberman.
Pincher?
Mini Doberman.
That must be it.
I'll bet it's a mini Doberman.
Let's see. And of course, Lindsay has the correct answer, which is Charles.
Yes, somebody had to say that.
Where's Scott? We haven't heard from Scott Mayo in a while.
I'm glad.
I don't want to hear from him.
No, we don't need that. No Little River Band.
Yeah.
They're all right, but they're no Little River Band. All right. Or no Pablo Cruz. They are the Little River. Never
What
mind.
are they?
Who's what?
I don't know.
Crash northbound I-15 collector ramp to go westbound SR 201 in South Salt Lake. The left lane is blocked. That's the only accident so far this morning. If you see something you think other friends of the program should be aware of, you get us that information via text. If it's safe for you to do so, 33986.
All right, here's someone raising the stakes.
Yeah.
Little River Band and Pablo Cruz. Ain't no ambrosia.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's really deep.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We got big boy news coming up, geek news on the way as well. Then Beat Gina at 7 o'clock.
What's the
I think
topic?
it's for Patton Oswalt tickets.
Yeah, we got Patton Oswalt tickets for Austin Powers trivia
Okay. All right.
coming up.
Tomorrow, what happens?
No, what?
Sale.
What kind of sale?
Big.
Diamonds Direct. The ring sale. We've been talking about it all week.
Oh, that sale.
Diamonds Direct. Every ring in the store marked down starting tomorrow. Friday through Sunday. And they're open on Sunday at Diamonds Direct. Thousands of engagement rings, designer rings, all on sale. Best selection they've ever had. The lowest prices for rings of the year. There'll be ring designers there with their entire collection with them. Rings that were just released at the Las Vegas Jewelry Show. And use this opportunity maybe at Diamonds Direct to upgrade a diamond. Maybe go from a 1 carat to a 2 carat diamond. Diamonds Direct will do whatever it takes to get you to help you do that this weekend. So don't miss it. It happens only once a year. Diamonds Direct's amazing store-wide ring sale with savings across the board. Friday, Saturday, and yes, Sunday, 6400 South across the street from the Fashion Place Mall.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things.
That made me check my nose. Make sure I didn't
You
have
good?
Yeah, I don't.
Bats in the cave?
No bats in the cave. I
Okay.
don't think.
We got Geek News coming up. We got Beat Gina at 7 o'clock for Patton Oswalt tickets. But right now, it's Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Woohoo! Lucky's Auto Credit. 77 cents in a job gets you a car. That's awesome. They'll front the tax, title, and license. 77 cents total to drive away today. Apply online at luckysautocredit.com. Woohoo!
Well, in sad news, tragic news, Miley Cyrus reveals that her pet pig, Bubba Sue, has died. The good news is bacon for breakfast every day for
Oh,
several...
come on. You don't eat your pets.
You do if they're delicious. I don't have the story in front of me, but there was a story I heard on the news today. I'll have to look up the details. Maybe you can find it, Gina. A man who was eaten by his dogs. He was wearing he was right through his clothing. They just ate him. And they said the dogs were not feral or wild or anything. They were well cared for. They ate the guy. Now, I don't know if he had passed out or died
Here
or
we
something.
go. Let's see.
You find it? What does it say there?
Well, the headline is 57-year-old Texas man entirely consumed by his own dogs. A missing person investigation in Johnson County has ended with the revelation that a 57-year-old man was completely eaten by his dogs. Sheriff's deputies were called to a trailer home on May 6 to perform a welfare check once their relatives told officials a reclusive family member, Freddie Mac, hadn't been seen or heard from since April 19th. When the family went to check on the man, they couldn't get close because 18 aggressive dogs on the property. A report filed in an attempt to again make contact. Detectives returned to the property. The aggressiveness of the dogs on the property again prevented officials from getting inside the home. They were guarding their food. Let's see. During another search, detectives noticed a small piece of bone on the ground. 2 days later, a search warrant located more bone fragments. This time, items including strips of cloth, animal feces containing bone fragments, human hair, and fabric were collected. So that's how they know they ate him. Clothes and all.
So they're never going to know, really, probably.
Like he probably had a heart attack or something, and then.
But they just add him up, add him. Yeah. All right, let's and see with him, no bacon for breakfast. But Miley Cyrus's pet pig, bacon, ham. You could smoke them and put them in the larder.
It's your pet. You don't eat your pet.
Well. But I would eat my pet if my pet were delicious. Like, for instance, if my cats were made of chocolate.
Chocolate cat?
And they died.
How do you know they're not made of chocolate?
Until you try.
Yeah.
It's a good point, Carrie.
Think about it.
They'll live for a while longer, but I will check that out when the time comes.
Dude.
All right. Organizers of a protest on the proposed inland port.
Yes.
Pushing back against what city and state leaders are saying about Tuesday's protest. The event escalated at the Salt Lake Chamber of Commerce building, leading to 8 arrests. Video of the protest shows a struggle between people and police as police push and protesters shout. It prompted statements from Salt Lake Mayor Jackie Biskupski and Governor Herbert, criticizing protesters and applauding the police. Borderline terrorism, Governor Herbert called it. For the governor to say, that, I think, is extremely irresponsible and a total mischaracterization, said Natasha Derninger, a community organizer who helped put the protest together. She and organizer Anso Nahal said that they occupied space in the lobby and the office of the Salt Lake Chamber of Commerce.
They broke things and peed in the offices.
Now, they said they did acknowledge that it was disruptive. But they stressed they stayed peaceful as they sent their message and voiced concerns about the impact of the proposed inland port project. They both said...
I saw video of them standing on tables and throwing things, and there's video of it.
They both said concerns include environmental impacts and impacts on people, particularly minority communities and communities on the west side. It was led by indigenous, black and brown people, Nahal said. We had dancing from our ancestors, we had singing, we had chants. They said that things were peaceful until the police intervened, and then things got out of hand. So what they're saying is it did escalate. They're not saying that it didn't escalate.
The police made you pee in the corners of the building.
I didn't. Did you see people peeing in the corners of the
That's
building?
what the report said.
Well, do you believe everything that the reports say? I mean, videos do show police pushing and shoving protesters as officers attempted to corral people and force them out of the front doors. There was no reason for that level of violence, said one of the protesters, who is the chair of the Disabled Rights Action Committee. This person also disabled, and she felt that there was a better way to verbally de-escalate and escort people out of the building. Now, they say it did get violent and it shouldn't have, but they think that the police initiated it. Let's see. Turns out that Kamala Harris is not coming to Utah. Presidential hopeful.
Here's the thing, is that I was seriously considering buying tickets to this.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard about it.
I thought you'd make this a boner candidate.
She will not be coming to Utah for an advertised luncheon and campaign fundraising dinner. And organizers at Salt Lake City's The Wave co-working space and social club say they believe that they've been defrauded by a man posing as a campaign operative who was working under a false name with a criminal history. That should be a man with a campaign operative with a criminal history who was working under a false name. It came to the campaign's attention that an individual has been promoting an event with a senator under false pretenses. We are investigating the situation, but unfortunately at this time there are no events scheduled in Salt Lake City, said a statement from Kamala Harris's campaign. Joanna Smith, CEO of The Wave, says she was approached by a man under the name of Adrian Hebden in May about holding a fundraiser for Kamala Harris at The Wave. Hebden's Twitter and Facebook accounts feature photos of him standing near Kamala Harris at some campaign events. Mr. Hebden also provided The Wave with an authorization email for fundraising activities from Stephanie Sass, who works on the Harris campaign. Hebden and The Wave planned 2 events, a luncheon and a fundraising dinner. The Harris event planned for July 17 was announced on a widely circulated email invitation and reported to the news media, including an article in the Tribune. Hebden was quoted in at least one of those reports as a spokesperson for Kamala Harris's campaign.
So was he hoping it would happen if he just started acting like it was going to?
No, I think he's a con man.
I think he was looking to rip people off.
Adrian Hebden, also not the real name of the man who contacted The Wave. Hebden used to go by at least 2 other names, Adrian Swenson and Adrian No. The Wave discovered this after receiving a copy of a cease and desist order addressed to Mr. Hebden from the Harris campaign, which used all 3 names, so they are aware of him to address him. There is an article back in 2008 in the Dallas Observer that states that Adrian No worked on several political campaigns before he was revealed then to be defrauding his employers in Texas and in Iowa. No.
So he was hoping to collect money for the tickets and then disappear.
Yeah, I believe that's the case, certainly. So let's talk a little bit about Alex Acosta, shall we? Are Alexander Acosta, the labor secretary, defending his actions in the Jeffrey Epstein case? He rebuffed calls for his resignation by Democrats who criticized his decision as a prosecutor in 2008 to accept a very, very lenient sentence for the financier Jeffrey Epstein. At a news conference, Acosta gave his account of how federal prosecutors deal with allegations that Jeffrey Epstein had abused young women and girls, a case first handled by state prosecutors. Here's how his version of the events stack up against what's really the case.
Okay. Mr.
Acosta said, simply put, the Palm Beach State Attorney's Office was ready to let Epstein walk free. No jail time, nothing. So I stepped in to make sure that he got some kind of jail time. Well, prosecutors who worked with Mr. Acosta said the federal case presented them with legal challenges that made the matter more suited to a state court. Federal laws, they said, would have required the United States Attorney's Office to prove that Mr. Epstein had crossed state lines. Nevertheless, the prosecutor said, we had no intention of setting this man free. No intention of setting him free at all.
Private meeting with his attorney, and magically this plea deal happens.
Just like that.
Yeah, it's so the people, the local authorities in Palm Beach said Mr. Acosta is mistaken in his recollection of the event.
That's a nice way of saying he's lying.
He's lying.
Yeah.
he's not lying. He's making it very nuanced. You know?
Because that's what you do.
Yeah. Mr. Acosta said, I wanted to help the local people.
No, you wanted to help Jeffrey.
Really,
when it comes down to it.
Yeah. He said I condemned Epstein's horrific crimes, but he didn't offer any apologies for what he did in the case, and he didn't say he was going to resign or he felt bad about it. And he talked about the young girls, and he said, well, it was kind of a different time, and we didn't have to inform. No, you did. You had to inform.
It was all the way back in, 2007, 2008?
Yeah.
You know, it was a different time.
Yeah. And
again, I know it's cliche to say this, but it's an important reset button that we have to press. If this were Barack Obama's labor secretary, all hell would be breaking loose.
He really needs to be fired. He's just one more example of the lying lies and liars who tell them.
Yeah. And of course, that brass weighing in, what non-lawyers are missing is absolutely unheard of to give them, I think he's voice to texting, unity in a plea agreement for one defendant to unindicted co-conspirators in that case.
Yeah. So I had this story yesterday. The very last Volkswagen Beetle has rolled off the assembly line. It's gone extinct. Volkswagen is halting production of the very last version of its Beetle model this week at its plant in Puebla, Mexico. It's the end of the road for a vehicle that symbolized many things over a history spanning 8 decades, since 1938. You know, when Hitler commissioned it, the Volkswagen, the people's car. It's been a part of Germany's darkest hours as a never-realized Nazi prestige product, a symbol of Germany's post-war economic renaissance and rising middle-class prosperity. And I think, personally, think it's a mistake to stop making it.
I agree.
I believe they stopped making it once before, briefly.
Then they brought it
back.
Now I'm doing ads for Volkswagen Southtown,
right.
and I think next time Festus and I switch out cars, we'll get a bug.
A bug.
Which they're not.
I haven't driven one in.
They're not like they used to be.
Time.
They're bigger for one thing. They're kind of longer.
Is the engine still in the back?
I think so.
You
I don't know.
Don't know.
This will be my project for
find out
from our next Volkswagen experiment.
I drove a yellow Volkswagen. It was called a Super Beetle back then. It was like a 1972. I drove it all the way across the country. Had the engine in the back. There was something wrong with the heating system, so I did this in the middle of summer, and the heat was blasting the entire time in the car. And it made it all the way across the country until Wyoming. And then there are only 4 cylinders in that engine, and I think 2 of them conked out. And I had just enough engine power to start that long downhill from Wyoming, into Utah.
You rolled into Utah?
Essentially, almost rolled in. I mean, it was so low on power. It was just frightening. And but enough to limp into Ogden, Utah, and then
limping into Ogden, Bill's memoir.
Got it. But the car was, actually got fit. It was. They were easy to fix in a lot of ways.
The engines are in the front now, it says.
Yeah, but somebody fixed it, and it ran forever.
All right. Sports weather traffic.
Real Salt Lake hosts the Eastern Conference leader Philadelphia Union at Rio Tinto Stadium on Saturday night at 8 p.m. It's a perfect time to catch a game with your friends and family. You can get tickets. They're starting at just $20. You can go to rsl.com for those. Weather, it did make it up to 100 in places yesterday, and will again today. There's a slight chance of thunderstorms later. They'll probably be dry thunderstorms because the air is so dry, but lightning could start a fire. And let's see, traffic brought to you by Snowbird. There's no off-season tram rides, hiking activities at the base. Plenty of ways to take summer head on. Jumpstart your summer at snowbird.com. Typical rush hour delays forming I-15 southbound from Layton through Kaysville. Traffic getting thick on northbound I-15 from Draper to Sandy. Damn These Heels, July 12th through the 14th at Rose Wagner Performing Arts Center, devoted to showcasing LGBTQ stories in film. Ideas, struggles, triumphs. Get your pass at utahfilmcenter.org.
All right. Is this sponsored?
Geek News on the Radio brought to you by Cabin Fever, located in the heart of Trolley Square. Birthdays, marriages, new babies, pool parties. It's Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
All right. Don't forget Gina coming up. It's Austin Powers Trivia. You could win Patton Oswalt's tickets. Next week is when he's performing.
Groovy.
So you can line up now, 877-602-9696, but you got to have a prize to give her if she beats you at trivia. All right. Okay, people have been asking me about this, so I did some investigating.
Okay.
And here we go. Mm-hmm. So you got the Disney Plus app coming.
Yeah.
Which is going to have your Disney stuff, your Marvel stuff, your Star Wars stuff, Indiana Jones, all that. Then you got your Apple TV, which is coming as well. Well, now Warner Media
Harry Potter
has just announced their new streaming service. And the reason I bring this up in Geek News is because the question became, what about this DC app that we love, our DC Comics app that we love so much because we can read comics and watch these TV shows on it? It will not change that for now.
Okay.
So you know.
All right.
So Warner Media dropped a ton of news about it. It's called, and this is, I think, a bad, HBO Max. Confused?
Well, so what's HBO Go?
Exactly.
Are they getting rid of that?
No.
So
You
what's
see?
the...
You see how confusing it is?
Well, I don't...
It'll launch in spring 2020. Over 10,000 hours of content. The Wall Street Journal says it's likely to cost more than $14.99, which HBO Now currently costs. But the price has not been set. It's fairly steep considering the cost of other services, but here's what you get.
Okay.
Programming from HBO. Warner Brothers. Everything Warner Brothers. So that is Harry Potter, all that stuff. New Line. DC Entertainment. CNN, TNT, TBS, True TV, The CW, Turner Classic Movies, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Crunchyroll, which is an anime service, Rooster Teeth, Looney Tunes, and a whole bunch of originals.
So are there people that will just have that then?
Could be.
Or maybe that and one other.
Now, here are some of the originals that are coming. From CWDC producer Greg Berlanti, a new Dune TV show, a new Gremlins TV show, a Stephen King show starring...
Katie's beside herself with happiness.
Starring Ben Mendelsohn. The Nevers, which is Joss Whedon's next supernatural show. The new J.J. Abrams' Jordan Peele show. A space satire from the creator of Veep. And more.
So that's a lot.
Also, Friends.
Because Friends is leaving Netflix, I saw.
We'll go there.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and several new CW shows that start debuting in the fall.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, sign me up.
Including Batwoman, Katie Keene. The CW shows beyond that are a bit complicated. Long story short, most remain on Netflix for now, at least in the U.S. Decider has word from Warner that the ongoing developments with the CW, Warner Brothers, HBO Max, Netflix will only impact domestic broadcasts, not international. So that's a lot. But the press release calls it an extensive collection and best of the best from Warner Media. That means not everything.
Okay.
You're going to get a lot, but not everything. Plus, the other streaming services under the umbrella, such as DC Universe and HBO Now, they will maintain. Warner Brothers said that DC Universe will not change for now. Hollywood Reporter said that Max won't impact HBO Now, HBO Go, or the CW Seed. All will remain as is.
Okay, I'm almost there to getting it.
What do you want? What do you need to seal the deal?
I want to know if they're going to have the Tom and Jerry cartoons.
I don't know if that's Warner Media.
Yeah, sure, that's Warner.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they will.
Tom and Jerry? Because if Tom and Jerry's there, I'm on board now.
You know they're making a Tom and Jerry movie.
Is it going to be live action?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. You asked for it.
I did not.
This is your fault.
This is your fault.
I did not.
All right. So that's on its way. So Chris Rock said he's a fan of the Saw movie franchise. And so he's decided he wants to bring it back, and he's doing kind of a sequel/reboot.
I've never seen Saw.
The first one's really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed all of them.
I know you like them all.
Because it's a guilty pleasure of mine. But So I tell people, see the first one. You'll really like the first one.
I'll get around to it.
First one's quite good. But I didn't know that. I thought he was just producing it and came up with the plot.
Okay.
He's in it.
Do you want to play Jigsaw?
He's in it as the police detective investigating
Okay.
Jigsaw.
Okay.
And now they've added Samuel L. Jackson. He's going to be playing Chris Rock's dad. And they're shooting right now. So you're going to get more Saw, and it's going to be...
Well, it's not like they did back in the 70s with the blaxploitation movies, is it? like Blackula. And you remember those black...
I remember those, yeah.
So it's not going to be like Black Saw.
I don't think so.
Like a parody, sort of. No?
No, he genuinely
likes
loves the franchise.
Okay, all right.
Let's see. George R.R. Martin.
Oh, I was just reading this.
R.R., which stands for really, really.
I don't think it does.
It does.
Rich and rare.
Talking about the Game of Thrones prequel series.
Okay.
He says about it, the Starks will definitely be there.
Good.
He said, which should come as no surprise, given the show's apparent focus on the Age of Heroes.
And they are descendants from the first men.
Populated at least in part by the legendary hero named Bran the Builder, an ancient Stark and the namesake of the eventual king Bran the Broken.
Isn't that where that song comes from?
Bran the Builder.
Can we build it?
Yes, we can.
He also says that Casterly Rock, the ancestral home of Cersei, Tyrion, and Jaime, will be an active part of the Throne's successor series, but with House Casterly in charge.
Did you ever go to Casterly Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be the Casterlys involved here. It says, we talk about the seven kingdoms of Westeros. There were 7 kingdoms at the time of Aegon's conquest, but if you go back further, this is all
Very inside.
very inside. And
Well,
not,
I'm ready for it.
So look that up if you're a fan. And finally, this, you never thought that I would say this on Geek News. Kanye West.
What? What?
According to Forbes,
Yeah.
because see, I don't go to fan sites, I go to news sites to get this stuff. In an interview recently published, Kanye West is in the midst of creating housing units that resemble the type of housing unit that Luke Skywalker lived in on Tatooine.
Sure, why not?
There were no pictures of the units provided when he was making this presentation, but Forbes
Is he going to be doing some moisture farming?
accompanied Kanye West to a clearing in the middle of the California woods, specific location not given, where model structures of the Tatooine units are being designed and constructed.
He's crazy.
Inspired by Luke Skywalker's childhood home, Kanye
inspired.
West has been working with a team to design prefabricated structures that sport the same austere aesthetic, with the goal of deploying them as low-income housing units.
Okay.
He tells me that they could be used as a living space for the homeless, perhaps sunk into the ground with light filtering in through the top. The structures, each oblong with dozens of feet tall. He's crazy.
He'll be providing blue milk for them.
No, he's inspired. He's not crazy.
I'll just tell Uncle, be sure to get a droid that speaks bocce.
Crash southbound I-15 milepost 275 Pleasant Grove Boulevard off to the right shoulder. Crash northbound I-15 collector ramp to go westbound SR201 in South Salt Lake. The left lane is blocked there. Snowbird, there's no off-season tram rides, hiking activities at the base. Plenty of ways to take summer head-on. Jumpstart your summer at snowbird.com.
All right, thank you very much. We will take a break. You need to call now if you want to beat Gina, 877-602-9696. It is Austin Powers Trivia today for Patton Oswalt tickets. Now, if you beat Gina at Austin Powers Trivia, you get the Patton Oswalt tickets, but if she beats you, you need to give her a prize, so have something ready. And that's how we pick our contestants for Beat Gina. 877-602-9696.
You know where I'm going? You know where I'm going on Friday?
Where?
Snowbird.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have a lovely overnighter up there.
I
A
am.
kind of a staycation.
Yeah, it's this is a great place to go and spend summertime. And they have stay and play packages at Snowbird, starting at just $116 per person per night. And that will give you lodging, breakfast, and unlimited use of the activities.
That means you can ride the mountain coaster over and
Yep.
over and over again.
Keep you busy all day. And also, there is a family movie on Friday night. I'm not sure what the family flick is, but you can go to snowbird.com and find that schedule. It's free, so you don't have to be staying at Snowbird to go up and watch the movie on the plaza deck at the Snowbird Center. And then on Saturday, there's a free concert from, I don't want to say from 8 to 10 is the concert time. And again, that's free. Go to snowbird.com for information about that. Join me this weekend. I'll be up there, and I'll say hi to you, and we can have a hearty handshake. Go to snowbird.com.
still have one line open for Beat Gina, 877-602-9696. You might win Patton Oswalt tickets.
I'm actually going to...
Oh, sorry. I need the theme music. Sorry, Johnny.
Oh, that's okay, Kerry.
There we go.
And now, it's time to play the game that everyone wants to play. It's Beat Gina. Beat Gina, brought to you today by Haster Games in Midvale. Haster Games has the best selection of board games, magic, and Dungeons and Dragons. And Haster also buys used games. Haster Games on 6831 South State Street in downtown Salt Lake City. Go to HasterGames.com. And today, one lucky contestant will win tickets to see Patton Oswalt at Kingsbury Hall on July 19th. Tickets are on sale now at SmithTix.com, but Radio from Hell has your chance to win tickets all week long, and today we're giving away tickets for Beat Gina. But listen every day this week for your chance to win. Get all the details about Patton Oswalt and the contest from X96.com. And now, here he is, your host who puts other game show hosts to shame. Wow. Your host of hosts, a man who can even make a plaid jacket from Mr. Guy of Hollywood look chic.
I can.
Kerry Farmer Jack Jackson.
Oh, thank you very much, Johnny.
You're welcome, Gary.
All right, let's pick our contestants. How we pick our contestants is based solely upon the prize that they're going to give Gina if she beats them at Austin Powers Trivia today, because it is... why Austin Powers Trivia? Because it's Mindy Sterling's birthday, who played Frau Farbissina.
Wow,
that's deep, but good enough for me.
That's all right.
Line one, Gina, is offering you a dozen donuts.
All right.
Does not say where from.
You know how Johnny likes donuts.
I know, Johnny.
Line two is offering you a letter opener from Germany and mail.
Who's mail?
Don't know.
It's German mail.
Part of the fun, I suppose. And line three is going to donate new shoes to the road home in your name.
Oh. I haven't done a road home one in a while.
Are you sure?
I think I need to do the road.
Okay, that means you'll be playing against Justin today.
Abel, save the donuts for Johnny.
Hi, Justin.
Justin.
Hello.
All right, Justin, I'm going to toss a coin here. The coin toss app will decide who goes first. It does give you an advantage in the game. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Pardon?
Heads.
Heads. All right, let's see what we got here. Coin toss app says heads. You win the advantage. So you go first. That means this first question is exclusively for you to answer to get the point. If you get it wrong, however, Gina gets a chance to answer it correctly and steal the point away. And we'll do that back and forth until the first person with 3 points, that's who wins the game. Are you ready? All right, here we go. First question. In the original script, the second Austin Powers movie was going to be called blank, but later changed to Austin Powers and the Spy Who Shagged Me. So what was the original title of Austin Powers and the Spy Who Shagged Me? Was it A, Austin Powers and the American Woman, B, Austin Powers Part 1.5, C, So I Married an Axe Murderer 2, or D, Austin Powers 2, The Wrath of Khan?
B.
B, Part 1.5? Incorrect, Gina.
D.
D, Wrath of Khan?
Yeah.
Correct.
That's one for Gina.
That was the original title until they ran into some legal issues.
Oh, I see. So Gina now controls the question and has a chance to take a commanding lead.
All right, Gina?
Yeah.
How many roles did Mike Myers play in the Austin Powers movies?
In all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is it A, 4, B, 5, C, 14, or D, 7?
5.
Incorrect, Justin.
Justin, chance to steal.
4.
Incorrect, 14.
Really?
14 total roles. All right, Justin.
Justin's question.
Justin, Mike Myers modeled Austin Powers' hair and glasses after who? Was it A, Derek Flint, B, Stephen Hawking, C, James Bond, or D, Elton John?
D.
Was that D, Elton John?
Yeah.
Incorrect, Gina.
Oh.
Stephen Hawking?
Correct.
What? All right. It's 2-0. Gina's got the point and the question.
Gina,
Chance to win.
which Austin Powers movie received an Oscar nomination for Best Makeup? Was it A, Austin Powers International Man of Mystery, B, Austin Powers The Spy Who Shagged Me, C, Austin Powers in Goldmember, or D, none of the above?
Oh, trick question. B.
Spy Who Shagged Me?
Yeah.
Correct.
Gina wins the game.
Wow.
How is that?
Wow.
How is that a trick question?
Well, then none of the above. I mean, because you kind of think, well, no, they've never been.
No, it wasn't for that big fat Scottish guy, whatever that was.
Well, I mean,
What?
Justin.
Justin, what are you going to do?
He's offering new shoes through the road home, and
Well, let him wear them somewhere else.
No, he has to do that because I won.
Okay.
But that's such a nice thing for you to do, Justin. I'm going to go ahead and give you the Patton Oswalt ticket.
What a surprise.
Again, Gina, you'd think this is just a silly way to give away
I
prizes.
don't know what you're
but-
talking about, Gary.
All right.
Well, Justin, hang on the line. We'll make sure you get your Patton Oswalt tickets and enjoy the show.
Thank you so much.
We will see you there.
And,
All right.
and I am out. Join us next time for another edition of Beat Gina.
Thank you, Johnny. All right.
You're welcome, Gary.
See, that's him leaving the room.
He's upset I didn't go for the donuts. I know.
He's usually in his car before the game is over.
Mm-hmm.
Typical rush hour delays, I-15 southbound from Layton through Kaysville. Traffic also getting thick northbound I-15 from Draper to Sandy. Let's see if we've got no accidents to report so far. So if you see something you want to share with friends of the program, like this person, free barrel on the freeway northbound just before 146 South. If you've got something like that, send it to us, 33986. Snowbird, there's no off-season tram rides, hiking, activities at the base. Plenty of ways to take the summer head on. Jumpstart your summer at snowbird.com.
All right, we've got boners round 1 coming up. Here are your boner candidates. Number 1, the flatulent felon was a fugitive. Number 2, I don't even like men. And number 3, all I know is that ain't us.
All right. So round 1 of your boners, big boy news, all coming up after these. Stand by.
New Tim is a hit.
Be a part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, remember that info. You will need it to vote for this, round one of your boners. Presenting to you now 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? See, if it wins here, it's not boner of the day automatically. I know in the old days that's the way it was. We don't do that anymore. We now have 2 rounds of boner voting.
We're progressive.
Yeah, here at 7:20, 3 candidates. 8:20, 3 more candidates. Then we take the winner of each round, and we throw them both into boner fight at 9:20. That's when boner of the day is decided by you. So right now you're picking your champion for round 1, so choose wisely. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. So one of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
You can't buy it. You can only get it by winning it, and you owe Excel Automotive Repair a big thank you for the boner t-shirt you will receive. Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
All right, here we go with boner candidate number 1. The flatulent felon was a fugitive. You know, the next time you think about just farting indiscriminately,
I
it
don't.
says here,
I
having
never
a
do.
stinky day.
I never think about it indiscriminately.
Well, just be glad you're not a wanted fugitive from Missouri.
I'm strategic.
Suffering from bowel troubles. Police had no problem, as they say here, sniffing the man out after he inadvertently gave away his hiding spot with a poorly timed cloud of flatulence. The Clay County, Missouri Sheriff's Office had a gas with this arrest. Oh, please. Crediting their neighboring Liberty Police Department for arresting the man on an outstanding warrant. The Sheriff's Office said that the wanted fugitive was facing accusations of possession of controlled substances, and they not only heard him in his hiding spot, they smelled him in his hiding spot.
He's a dead giveaway is what he is.
Dead giveaway.
And made the arrest. Boner candidate number 1, the flatulent felon was a fugitive. Boner candidate number 2, I don't even like men. Before announcing his campaign to become Mississippi governor, State Representative Robert Foster made a commitment to his wife Heather, Mrs. Foster.
All right.
That he would follow the Billy Graham rule, which in his words means avoiding any situation that may evoke suspicion or compromise of our marriage. His personal policy, which is also used by Vice President Mike Pence, presented a problem for Mississippi Today reporter Larison Campbell. Citing the optics of it, Mr. Foster declined Ms. Campbell's request for a 15-hour ride-along unless she brought a male colleague along with her.
Because you won't be able to control yourself?
Campbell and her editor objected on the grounds that it was sexist and it prevented her from completing a story assignment about the Republican contenders for governor. Term limits prevent incumbent Phil Bryant, a Republican, from seeking re-election, leaving an open seat in a hotly contested election. 3 Republicans filed to run in the August 6th primary: Lieutenant Governor Tate Reeves, former State Supreme Court Justice Bill Waller Jr., and Mr. Foster. There are also 8 Democrats running, and so reporters are stretched thin trying to cover all of these. So she said, I want to ride along with you just so I can get a big, long interview with you and get to know you. And, and then the voters can get to know you.
And you'd think that this would be a good thing for him.
Yeah. Ms. Campbell's relationship with Mr. Foster dated from November when she received a tip that he planned to join the governor's race. She's been covering his candidacy and following him. But no, you can't ride along with me unless there's a man coming along with you. Ms. Campbell said, I just didn't know how to respond to it. I mean...
Did he think she wouldn't be able to resist coming on to him, or he wouldn't be able to resist coming on to her?
She says, what's really funny about this whole thing is I don't even like men. Boner candidate number 2.
Did she really say that?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you added that. Oh,
no, that's
funny.
what she said.
Trust me, sir, if you were Brad Pitt, I would not be interested.
She says, a funny little twist, she says, I am very openly gay. Everybody knows that I'm gay. I
So
I like men.
what's the rationale for guys like Pence and
don't
this
get
guy?
it.
You know, where they can't be alone with a woman.
It's image. That's the rationale.
Is
It's
that it?
image. It's for
He doesn't
show.
want a photo being taken of him with someone that's not his wife someone saying...
It's not even that. It's to show what a moral, fine,
That's true.
upstanding
That's
man I
true.
am. That's really what
That's
it is.
horse. All right.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. All I know is that ain't us.
All right. We do have boner candidate number 3 for round 1. Coming up after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by...
Pyro City in Evanston, Wyoming, one of only 2 authorized black cat dealers in all of Wyoming, now open for the best fireworks season yet. Visit them today on the top of the hill off the I-80 exit 3.
Tragedy.
Oh?
She was one of a kind.
Ooh.
An original, one of our precious celebrities who will be missed. Denise Nickerson.
Oh, we talked about her yesterday.
We did?
When you were gone. You were gone.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, you already knew about it.
But it's okay. You can tell people about the tragedy.
She was in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I don't...
She was Violet Beauregard.
Okay.
She was the one who turned into a big grape.
Yeah.
She had to be sent to the squeezing room.
Yeah. And then get in the squeezing room. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, she died.
Yeah.
Let's see. Aggravated murder charges have now finally been filed. I'm not sure why they waited so long. I guess gathering some more evidence. But the man accused of killing University of Utah student Mackenzie Lueck has been charged with aggravated murder and aggravated kidnapping days after police found her body in Logan Canyon. Ayula Ajayi faces 4 felony counts, including second-degree felony obstruction of justice and third-degree felony desecration of a body in the case that captivated the state of Utah and the nation when Lueck disappeared June 17. The charges filed by Salt Lake District Attorney Tim Gill say that Lueck died of blunt force trauma to the head. Her body was found with her arms bound behind her back by a zip tie and a rope. As more details come out, it's like another wave of sickness and pain and anguish, said Ashley Fine, a friend and Alpha Chi Omega sorority sister of Ms. Lueck's. I will never understand what happened. I'm just so glad the person that hurt her can't hurt anyone else. Jai has been booked into the jail. So he's been there since June 28th on suspicion of these counts. I can absolutely tell you no deals have been made whatsoever, Sim Gill said. I think it would be premature, though, to talk about the death penalty at this point. Don't know what the thinking is there, but and investigators have been going back to the house that
as of
searching.
yesterday, after they announced these charges.
So I don't know what's going on there exactly. Also, Sim Gill would not comment on the questions as to whether this...
The motive
the questions as to whether they had more than one encounter, whether she had known him more than just this one time.
There was apparently repeated phone record.
Back and forth.
Back and forth.
So they may have been together at some other point. Or something.
Or at least communicated more than once.
Utah political leaders calling for unity in the wake of that violent protest in downtown Salt Lake. Two elected leaders couldn't suspend their own squabbling, though, to appear at a news conference together. Gary Herbert and Jackie Biskupski don't get along at all.
Nope.
And so they didn't appear together at a news conference. But some of the demonstrators blamed the police for escalating the situation. Darren Mann, who I believe we know, a community advocate who ran for the state legislature last year, posted a pair of videos to Facebook that showed an officer dragging a demonstrator along the ground and another punching a protester in the face. Darren Mann said that an officer choked him to the point of being, well, he said, "I nearly blacked out, I nearly vomited." Jackie Biskupski said in a statement that she'd been briefed by the city's police chief, complimented the department for keeping everyone as safe as possible. Herbert, of course, doubled down on his comments that the protests were borderline terrorism. Many of the candidates who are running for mayor in Salt Lake are opposed to the inland port, but of course none of them said that this violent protest was a way to go about accomplishing anything. But there is an investigation ongoing now. The police department is conducting an investigation into the behavior of their officers on the scene to see if they perhaps did escalate it. They'll check all of that out. And I don't know. I've talked to Mike Brown, the chief, on many occasions, and I have the tendency. I mean, I have the inclination that he's a straight shooter, an honest guy, and if something untoward did happen, he would not try to cover that up. A Utahn has pleaded with the United States Congress to keep Obamacare. He said Obamacare is a gift from God. Paul Gibbs brought pictures of his sons to show Congress. Without the Affordable Care Act, they may not be alive, he said. Nor would he. The West Valley City resident and board member of the Utah Health Policy Project testified before a House committee about how affordable health care is vital to the American people, that attacks against the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, such as a lawsuit backed by Utah's Attorney General, are really an attack on people trying to stay alive. This law is commonly referred to as the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, Mr. Gibbs told the House Oversight Committee and Government Reform Committee. For me, it is important to call this law by its full name, the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, because the patient protections of the Affordable Care Act have been a gift from God for people like me and families like mine. Gibbs has said his twin brother needed 17 surgeries before he was 5 years old, and how he personally faced 9 surgeries on his kidneys, which, as we all know, are located in the heart. Medical procedures that left his parents financially struggling and until their deaths. They didn't pay off all the medical bills even until the day they died. And Gibbs said his own children have been the beneficiaries of the Affordable Care Act. Donald Trump has escalated threats, and he says that we're going to start rounding people up on Monday.
Great.
Start rounding up immigrants. He's escalated threats against a migrant caravan trudging toward the U.S. border.
We're back to another caravan?
There's another caravan.
We got to scare you. We got to scare you.
His warning came as the Pentagon began executing a support mission dubbed Operation Faithful Patriot to provide military assistance requested by the Customs and Border Patrol. 2 U.S. officials said the troop total was likely to be slightly above 5,000, with troops coming mainly from major Army bases from coast to coast. The official spoke on condition of anonymity. Customs and Border Patrol say, we're doing it Monday. There's going to be a big roundup around the whole country, and there'll be collateral damage. You'll just expect that.
What does that mean?
What that means is they will scoop up people who are here who are not here illegally, who are here legally.
Yeah. And send them wherever.
And they'll be detained at least until there's proof that they're legal. And officials are confirming that there is an alligator in Humboldt Park in Chicago.
I've seen this movie.
It says an alligator-like creature, which to me says it's an alligator.
Maybe they don't know until they catch it.
It's an alligator. Living in Humboldt Park Lagoon, after several people reported seeing the animal there, Chicago police called to the scene, said, we saw this alligator, and the police came, and they have independently confirmed that the alligator is in the lagoon, and they have summoned Gator Bob.
Gator Bob?
Alligator Bob.
How do you summon Gator Bob? Is it
There's a big light. There's a big light in the sky on a cloud.
It's a special horn that you blow.
Alligator Bob horn. The crowd gathered as Alligator Bob sat in his canoe with a fishing line dangling out the back. They said, how are you trying to catch? He says, well, I got some turkey legs and some ham. They have not yet.
So is this like some, pet that
Somebody
outgrew the bathtub?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's been there very long. Somebody just
dumped it
there a few days ago. This place is historical for throwing a whole bunch of things in the lagoon, said Alligator Bob. He says, I've seen 18-inch turtles and goldfish and carp more than a foot long. It's people get tired of them and they throw them in the pond.
The Adventures of Gator Bob.
Alligator Bob helped capture an alligator at the North Branch of the Chicago River back in 2008. Jeez. They have alligator problems in Chicago. Who knew?
Apparently.
Who knew?
I had no idea.
And an armored truck spilled thousands of dollars on an Atlanta highway, and more than a dozen drivers pulled over to scoop up some of the estimated $175,000 that blew out of a Garda truck on Interstate 285.
I saw the video.
The authorities are asking, if you stop to scoop up some cash, would you please return it?
Sure.
It's cash.
Honest.
That's traceable.
It will be interesting to see how many people do and how many people don't, because there will be plenty
Well, there's
of people who
video
do.
of it,
Yeah.
so you don't want to be caught on video.
Yeah,
taking the
they
money.
can identify your cars and so forth. My inclination would be, actually, I wouldn't have stopped, but
You wouldn't have?
no, I don't think so. But my inclination, if I had and did have the money, I'd go, I can't keep this.
Your Honor, I would direct you to the statute Finders versus Keepers, if you wouldn't mind looking at that, please.
All right, that's it. Weather and traffic.
Brought to you by Utah First Credit Union. Auto loan interest rates as low as 1.99% this July. Visit a branch or apply online. Utah First, you'll find liberty and low rates for all. Flirting with 100 again today, and some places will get there and over. And chances some thunderstorms later tonight. They'll probably be dry thunderstorms. Might have some lightning that could cause some potential fire danger, so be aware of that. Traffic, we've got a crash on Legacy Parkway. Looks like a car northbound near 9th West in Centerville hit something. It's on the left shoulder.
It's an alligator.
Along with the highway patrol, but there's also two cars on the southbound side of Legacy blocking the right shoulder. That's the only incident being reported right now, though. Let me check our message stream, see if friends of the program have sent us any alligator sightings. Nope. Looks good, but if you see something, 33986. Are you trying to become a general contractor, or are you already a contractor who needs continuing education classes? Utah Home Builders Association can help. Visit utahhba.com.
All right, thank you.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. All I know is that ain't us. Family allegedly involved in a brawl that broke out at Mickey's Toontown in Disneyland last week have denied anything ever happened.
Really?
The family
I saw the
was
video. Something happened.
The family was uncooperative when police responded to the park, and there was no video available at the time, so officers didn't make any arrests right then. In response to a tweet questioning the ongoing investigation into the fight, Anaheim police responded saying the parties involved all denied anything at all happened. Now that the video, which is posted to YouTube, has become widely available, the investigation can continue.
Yeah, it's right there. X96.com/live. There's a still from it.
There's
So
a guy punching a woman in the face.
it did happen.
Video shows a group of people standing near Goofy's Playhouse. That's Goofy's bounce house, as I
Please.
recall.
It's correct.
On Saturday, when a man and a woman pushing a stroller with 2 children got into a heated argument. There's a 4.5-minute video. A crowd of stunned bystanders watched the fight, including children, whose loud cries can be heard in the background. Others tried to usher their young ones quickly away. But the family who involved in the fight says, I don't know what you got, but it ain't us. It ain't us. Boner candidate number 2. 3.
There you go. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Number 1, the flatulent felon was a fugitive. Loud and stinky flatulence helps, that's farting for those of you who may not, helps police sniff out a wanted fugitive. Boner candidate number 2, I'm openly gay. I don't even like men. A candidate for Mississippi governor says a female journalist can't shadow him, ride along with him in a car to interview him, unless she brings a man along. And boner candidate number 3, all I know is that ain't us.
All right, thank you. Here we go. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it's the winner of round 1. Good for you. Not boner of the day yet. You're going to have to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. Yes, we do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. We get a winner of each round and throw them both into the boner dome. Boner fight happens at 9:20. That's when you decide boner of the day. So right now you're picking the champion for round 1. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text, a single digit, and then text that to 33986. Easy. Or you can call, talk to Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your vote. 877-602-9696. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting July 11, 2019, and vote there. You've got 300 seconds to do it. This is round one. Here we go.
with Gina Barberi on X96 Radio from Hell.
Speaking of conversations with your children, just because they brought that. Festus and I will be recording Remain Seated podcast today, and we don't have a topic.
Well, there you go.
So
PBS Bang list.
no,
Do you ever have a topic?
Have you ever listened to my you don't listen to my
Yeah, I do. That's why I asked.
If you have a suggestion, you can email me, Gina at x96.com.
All right, it's time to award round 1 of your boners.
And it's brought to you in part by hamburgers.
And happy Thursday. Celebrate at Gracie's with dinner and a show featuring the legendary Joe McQueen at 6, followed by Thursday night patio chill with DJ Fell's Swoop from 10 to close, adults only.
Boner candidate number 1 was the flatulent felon, the farter who was captured because the cops heard him and smelled him. The smeller's the feller. Boner candidate number 2, I don't even like men. It's a female reporter. She's trying to cover the governor's race in Mississippi, and one of the candidates she's been assigned to cover, she said, you're going on this car trip around Mississippi. I'd like to go with you and kind of write about it and let the voters know more about you. No, can't do it unless you bring a man along. I promised my wife that I would never go anywhere with a woman unescorted.
Because why?
Yeah.
I can't be trusted?
My hands might stray.
Can't be trusted? Who can't be trusted here?
And she said, but I'm openly gay. I don't even like men. What does he think? And then boner candidate to number 2, all I know is that ain't us. The family involved in a brawl at Disneyland. It's on video, but they insist that it's not them.
Not us.
Nope. Barbara won a boner t-shirt. Congratulations. And the winner by only 3 votes, boner candidate number 2, I don't even like men.
Well, there you go. That's the winner of round 1. It now goes forward to Boner Fight. Might be boner of the day. We'll see. At 8:20, 3 more candidates presented. We'll get another winner. Take the winner of each round, throw them both into Boner Fight at 9:20 this morning. That's when you will decide boner of the day. Sean Means will be here in our next break to review the movies that are opening this weekend.
Oh yeah, I've got to ask Sean. So I've agreed to be the narrator, the criminologist in a production of Rocky Horror.
Oh, and he's done that.
Show, and he did it for many years, I believe.
Yeah, he's done that
with the movie. So I just want to talk to him a little bit about it, and I'll tell you more about that coming up. But so yesterday I left the show early. Anything happened while I was gone? Anything interesting or
no?
Just kind of finished out the show and
just a regular show.
So I went to a funeral. It was a graveside ceremony, and it was for the mother of my sister Penny's husband. His name is James, and his mother Carol died. And Carol had been living with Penny and James.
Oh,
and she was just a sweet woman. She was just. Anytime I knew her, she was just never seemed to have a bad word to say. Always happy, smiling, kind of almost childlike in her enjoyment of things. She just this dinner looks so wonderful. She's one of those
delighted.
Delighted by everything. It seemed she had these 2 little dogs who. So we went to Penny's and James' house afterwards. And Carol had these 2 little dogs who she adored and who obviously adored her, and now they're just moping around.
Yeah. That's sad.
Kind of sad. But Penny and James will take care of them. But so we went to Penny's and James's house, where it's actually my mother's house, where they live now. And there was a lot of discussion about Radio from Hell and about the show. A lot of people who were there listened to our show. None of my immediate family. But,
no, they don't listen.
But
they know better.
But there are people who are fans and listen really closely to the show, as a matter of fact. And one of the people that was there, his name was Klaus. And he is from Germany. I believe he is from Hanover. Now, Klaus is working with a friend of my sister's. He's a consultant, and I don't know exactly what it is they do, but they do some kind of computer software stuff for this company in Ogden. And he flies here from Germany and stays here for several months at a time, and then he'll fly home for a while. But he revealed that he's thinking about maybe just, he says, I really like Ogden a lot, and I love America.
Oh, it's awesome.
Well, Ogden is awesome, and he loves America. He said Americans are much more accepting and open. I said, well, you're mainly in the West, Yeah,
it depends
might be
on
a
where
different
you go.
story somewhere else, but you're right. I think Westerners and people in Utah are generally very, kind of open and like, well, sure, you could be a part of our community. We love to have you. But he revealed that he said, of course, I listen to your show, and I listen to it in Germany, and you have many fans in Germany.
In Germany?
And I think he's from Hanover. So I said, so you mean fans that? And he said, people that I have told about the show, because I've been coming here for some time, and Carol, I think, she's the one who turned him on to the show, and so he was listening when he was here, and then he listens on the internet.
Well, we clearly need to take a trip to Germany.
I think so.
To service our fan base there.
Well, I said, why haven't you communicated to us? Why haven't you reached out to us? You must have thousands and thousands of people doing that, and I just, I don't. It would be too hard for you to answer. I said, no, that's not. As a matter of fact, we give special attention to Germans.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
If I see a German email and I go, Achtung! It's time to. He was just the nicest guy, and I said, well, especially, he's going back to Germany pretty soon, but he's thinking of buying a house in Ogden. I said, let's get the fan club together in Germany. Make sure you communicate with us. You could even call into the show. And he said, I think it's his nephew. He says, I have a young nephew, Peter, who is 10 and listens. He listens more than I do. He adores you. He adores you. He thinks you're just, and if you would ever say Peter's name on the radio, it would make him feel 10 feet tall.
Hello, 10-foot tall Peter.
So I don't know if Peter's listening this morning, and I don't know his last name, but, anyway, we may hear from him. There's one other thing. So they listen avidly, these people. They know what's going on the show.
Okay.
And they all said, so what was the deal with that bottle of cognac that Gina talked about at the truck stop?
What?
I said, what? They said, why didn't she find out what it was? They all had the same reaction that I did. She said, well, there was a big line behind. So, they all said, take 2 seconds and find out. Doesn't she have any curiosity? I said, I don't know. I can't explain it either.
I was curious enough that I noticed it and brought it up.
I'll bet even
you brought it up to people who couldn't answer.
I'll bet even the people in the line behind you would have went, yeah.
Yeah, what about that?
When sometimes the people that are behind the cash register, though, you think, no, I better just do my business and get out of here. Sometimes
I never think.
Kind of surly, were they?
Kind of.
I don't care. Again, I don't care. So anyway, they're all curious as well.
I was traveling at a truck stop, and on a shelf behind the counter, they were selling a $5,000 bottle of cognac in this truck stop in the middle of nowhere. And I was wondering who's going to spend $5,000 on a bottle of cognac. Somebody said it's for drug dealers that work in the area. It could be.
You never know. Maybe they replace it every once in a while. We just made a big score. Give us the bottle, and get another one in stock.
And Josh in Denver, of course, points out this show would never work outside of Utah.
Never.
No, never, ever.
Don't ever think of syndicating us. Never. All right. Sean Means reviewing movies coming up next.
Oh, and we have a giveaway coming up also next.
Oh, yes.
Traffic at a crawl, I-15 northbound between Bluffdale and the top of the on-ramp from Bangor Highway, where Highway Patrol vehicle is on the right shoulder. Crash on Legacy Parkway. A car northbound near 9th West and Centerville hit something, and 2 cars on the southbound side of Legacy blocking the right shoulder. Invest in you with visual freedom from glasses or contacts. Visit Wait Vision in Lehigh or waitvision.com. That's WAITE vision.com.
Thank you very much. All right, we will take a break. Do you remember the gas station?
You don't. She doesn't remember.
Oh,
Because,
no.
we could get Katie to call them.
Oh, yeah, no.
Try to remember. Maybe,
Joe might know.
Maybe Joe will remember.
Joe might.
Okay, because let's get to the bottom of
But
this.
you'll have to ask him if he remembers.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
All right. We got Sean Means reviewing movies coming up.
with Geek News specialist Carrie Jackson.
It's not even funny.
Contest.
X96 welcomes Reggae Rise Up back to River's Edge in Heber, August 23rd through the 25th. Purchase your tickets at reggaeriseuputah.com, and we have some to give away. I'm going to give you a keyword, and you will text it to 33986 for your chance to win tickets. The keyword is suffering. It's a terrible keyword. SUFFERING, suffering. Text it to 33986.
All right. Movie reviews brought to you by.
Just know that.
All
just
right,
go.
fine.
Okay, Sean Means here. Sean, hi, Means.
Howdy.
Hello. Sean is here to talk about movies that he has seen, and you can read all his stuff at moviecricket.net. You can read his reportage in the Salt Lake Tribune at sltrib.com.
We do artsies, then we do fartsies. We go worst to first. Where do we start with the artsies?
Well, there's an artsy that I didn't get to because they announced it very late, but I'm planning to watch this weekend, called Wild Rose.
Okay.
It's been getting some good reviews. This is a Scottish woman gets out of prison and decides to pursue her dream of becoming a Nashville country singer.
Scottish woman.
It's a country music story with a Scottish woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Starring Jesse Buckley, who's going to be the next big thing.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll get back to us on that one then.
All right.
Stockholm?
Stockholm. This is a based on a true story, loosely based on a true story of the 1973 bank robbery / hostage crisis that gave birth to the phrase Stockholm Syndrome.
Where the hostages start to identify with and sympathize with their captors.
With their captor, yes.
Interesting.
You have Ethan Hawke as this criminal who goes in, robs the bank, takes hostages, gets the Swedish cops to bring his cellmate over to act as negotiator, played by Mark Strong.
Okay.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, he's good. And then the two of them, are holding a few hostages, and especially one of the tellers, played by Noomi Rapace, who was in Prometheus and is best known as the original Lisbeth Salander,
right?
In the Swedish version of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, starts to empathize with the Ethan Hawke character.
All right.
If it was not for the fact that this is based supposedly on reality and that particular psychological disorder, there's nothing to recommend this movie.
Oh,
that's too bad.
Okay.
2 stars.
2 stars for Stockholm. Then
Ethan Hawke's daughter is one of the stars of Stranger Things this season.
Maya Hawke Thurman, or she just goes by Maya Hawke.
Uma's.
She's Uma's daughter. And you watch those scenes with her, and it's like, yep, she's Uma's daughter.
Yeah.
The apple does not far from the tree. Good. She's great.
Fall of the American Empire.
Yeah, this is a movie, a Canadian movie from Quebec. Okay. You have a depressed philosopher working as a delivery driver because he can't hold down real jobs because he knows how horrible the world is. He's delivering one day, and the place where he's delivering gets robbed, and it turns out it's a mafia money storehouse. And so mafia guy shoots the thugs, and one of them dies, one of them runs away, and they leave the duffel bags behind.
Money.
So he takes the duffel bags, not realizing he's taking mob money, and so he finds a ex-con financier to help him figure out how to deal with the money, and he also gets this very high-priced call girl who he falls in love with. And the three of them basically game the system against all the big bads.
So it sounds like it's pretty interesting.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It's pretty funny, and it's also the director here, Denis Khan. He did The Decline of the American Empire 30 years ago, which was actually academics talking about sex, and his movies frequently are running commentaries about how capitalism is circling the drain, and this is more of the same in that regard.
All right.
So 3 stars.
3 stars.
Pretty funny. Pretty funny if you're into philosophers and that kind of thing.
All right. Fall of the American Empire. Fartsies. You didn't see Crawl?
Nobody saw Crawl.
Oh.
Yes.
I was kind of hoping.
Alligator.
But it didn't look like Crawl. It's swimming in the water. Why is it Crawl? I'm confused.
Well, it has to get to the water.
Yeah. It's a gator movie.
I know. But
It's gators chomping on people, and they usually don't show horror movies anyway, and
Yeah.
If they don't show this to anybody, that's not a good sign. So,
So not screened.
No.
All right. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But Bethany Hamilton, Unstoppable.
Yes, this is a documentary.
Okay.
Bethany Hamilton, you recall, is the Hawaii surfer who, when she was 13, got her arm bit off by a tiger shark. Not on purpose, obviously.
They made a dramatic movie.
They made Soul Surfer, which was based on her autobiography, in 2011.
Then do we need this?
In some ways, no, because she kind of doesn't like talking about the shark thing because
Well, and she's super Jesus-y, isn't she?
She is, and that's a bit of this movie, but not an inordinate amount. This is about her her life since and her trying to get back on the competitive
How's that going?
surfing circuit. Comes and goes, and you see a lot of that here, and so a lot of this movie feels like an action sports movie, and an advertisement for the sponsors that make her surfing stuff. It also feels like an advertisement for her motivational speaking and her charitable
If you're a fan
stuff.
of hers, you'll go see it.
If you're a fan of hers, you want to see it. Otherwise, you don't care.
I don't care.
2 stars.
2 stars.
I don't care.
For Bethany Hamilton. Stuber.
This is the big studio movie for the week. Dave Bautista, better known to most people as Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. He plays an LA cop who is going after some drug dealer guy, and like you do. And when he gets and he's taken off the case and he's got a day off, so he gets LASIK surgery because he's nearsighted. And on the same day, he gets a tip of where this drug dealer guy is going to be. So he has to drive, but he can't drive because he can't see. So he gets an Uber.
All right.
And that's how he winds up sort of commandeering Kumail Nanjiani's Uber.
All right.
And bringing Kumail along for the ride.
By the premise, by the bit, I
It's
guess.
sort of, kind of, yeah. And mostly it's like, you thought buddy cop movies died in the 90s, and then a movie comes along like this to show that, nope, they're still alive, but just barely.
Barely.
Yeah.
So this comes close, but doesn't.
It doesn't quite hit it. Once it stops trying to be, trying to follow the plot point and follow the string of breadcrumbs for one clue to the next clue to solve the big whatever. When it's just the two of them riffing on each other, it's really funny. And of course, Nanjiani is very
Love
funny.
him.
He's great, but how's
His first words to Bautista when he picks him up is, Let me guess. You want me to take you to all the Sarah Connors in the city?
That's funny.
That's funny.
That's funny.
That's a funny line.
Bautista, he's doing the Schwarzenegger role. He's doing the kindergarten cop.
But can he? So I think this is what Carrie was getting at.
Yeah.
He's Drax is just kind of
Comic relief.
and in the background and not a main
Right.
character. How can he carry a movie?
Not as much as you would hope. Some, but not as much as you would like. And maybe with a better script and not trying to be every buddy cop movie cliche, he might have a shot. But the two of them are kind of fun, and if you like Nanjiani, and I mean, this is the sort of movie you'd watch on the plane or on Netflix, really. But it's okay. It's a 2.5.
2.5 for Stuber.
Before we recap,
by the way, it's also way violent. It's
Really?
it's like that level of
Oh, okay.
before we recap them, we didn't have a chance to talk about Midsommar, which I know is a big. So it's the movie that the guy who directed Hereditary did.
Oh, so
it's his next
creepy.
movie.
It's creepy. Yes.
Is it good?
It is very good. You got Florence Pugh, who's this great up and coming young actress. She was in Fighting with My Family, the WWE movie. She's got family problems. Her sister's crazy, and there's tragedy happens. And her boyfriend is about to break up with her, but then the tragedy happens, so the boyfriend doesn't feel like he can break up with her. She tags along when they go on when he and his buddies go on a trip to Sweden to check out this folk village ritual and this once every 90 years festival that they're doing.
It's called, which is called Midsommar.
Called Midsommar, and it's way north in Sweden, so it's like 9 o'clock in the evening, and the sun is still out, and very midnight sunny sort of thing.
All right.
And it gets weirder and weirder and weirder. If you ever saw The Wicker Man back in the day, it's that level of
like that
terror
kind of
and
thing.
creepiness.
Okay.
And it is very disturbing. It is very creepy. He manages to get Ari Aster, the director writer, does dread like nobody.
Yeah.
And he does it in daylight, and it's not things that go bump in the dark type of
in
horror
broad
movie.
daylight.
But it's every bright and colorful and even creepier because of it.
So
how many stars would you?
I gave it 3.5.
3.5.
Wow.
All right. Well, let's run these down. Wild Rose, not screened. Stockholm, 2 stars. The Fall of the American Empire, 3 stars. Crawl, sadly, not screened. Let's see. Bethany Hamilton, Unstoppable, 2 stars. And Stuber, 2.5. Next week.
Because nobody else wants to compete with it. That's why there was nothing big this week. The Lion King.
Lion King.
The not live action. Don't call it live action.
Yeah, don't.
No, it's all computers.
It's just a different type of animation.
I'm reading some reviews.
Those look like real animals to me.
Yeah.
In the previews, but they're not.
No.
Real animals don't talk like Beyonce.
Oh, I don't know.
I've been reading some reviews, and they're mostly good but mixed.
My review will be online at 10 o'clock on sltrib.com.
Today.
Okay.
Right, there you go. Thank you very much, Sean.
It was a tease.
Go check Sean's out, sltrib.com and moviecricket.net.
Traffic not moving so well. I-15 northbound between Bluffdale and the top of the on-ramp from Bangor Highway. Also crash northbound on Legacy Parkway near 9th West in Centerville. And looks like that's about it. Let me check our message stream. Nope, everyone's just suffering there. But if you see something you want to share with friends of the program and it's safe for you to do so, text us 33986. This month at Dr. Volt's, after dying in the War of the Realms, Loki learned a lesson his brother Thor is not about to let him walk away this time. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a War of the Realms post-comic book era we're in now.
Oh, I see. Boners,
yes.
round 2 coming up here are the titles of the 3 candidates. Number 1, drink that beer and you'll want to marry a second wife for sure. Boner candidate number 2, so now this is a thing. And boner candidate number 3, I needed the kids to weigh it down.
All right, round 2 of your boners. Big boy news all coming up. Snowbird.com is where you go to book your rooms and all that stuff.
Stay and play package.
You're headed up there tomorrow, right?
I believe so, yeah. The stay and play package at Snowbird, by the way, is really a good way to go. It's a great value, $116 per person per night. But that doesn't just give you the room. That gives you breakfast the next morning. It gives you unlimited use of these summer activities. Now, you can buy just a pass for the summer activities at snowbird.com, and I'd suggest that's the best place to buy. If you just want to pass and go out for the day, that's the greatest discount you'll get on the pass. Don't forget that tomorrow night it's a free outdoor movie, and then on Saturday night a free concert from 6 to 9 p.m. on Saturday.
And you don't have to be staying up there to participate in those.
No.
You just go on up.
Yeah, you can just go take advantage of that. If you want to find out more and how to book a room for this stay and play package, go to snowbird.com.
You can Message and data rates apply.
All right, 8:20 right now. Time for round 2 of your boners. Presenting to you now 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. You'll decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. Because if it wins here, it's not boner of the day. Yeah. See, it has to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. Did that an hour ago. But we'll take both of those candidates and put them into the boner fight at 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So right now you're just picking the champion for round 2. I shouldn't say just. This is very important.
Absolutely, Carrie. Absolutely.
2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
tickets to Damn These Hills, or Heels, if you prefer.
Damn these.
If you're not from Utah.
Yeah. All right, here's boner candidate number 1. Listen, you drink that beer, you're going to want to marry a second wife for sure. I can't believe this is happening. So, plans to sell the Utah-made Polygamy Porter craft beer in Northern Carolina has hit a roadblock from state alcohol regulators.
Really?
The staff of the North Carolina Alcohol Beverage Control Commission rejected the name of Polygamy Porter. The commission enforces state alcohol laws in North Carolina and enacts alcohol regulation. Polygamy is illegal. Therefore, these products will not be approved.
What?
Because...
Said a May 28th letter to the Utah Brewers Cooperative Salt Lake. The cooperative's Wasatch Brewery, which makes Polygamy Porter, you know, why have just one? Take some home to the wives, says a blurb on it. And Polygamy Nitro Porter, infused with nitrogen gas. Meet the sister wife of our classic brew, it says on the label. A map of the cooperative's website shows that it sells its products in 19 states from Nevada to the Mississippi River in Wisconsin. The cooperative has appealed the state's decision to reject polygamy name. The matter is scheduled to be heard by the North Carolina ABC Commission. The commission is also going to consider whether to allow Rebel Spirits Wine to sell its wine in North Carolina under the name Hello Kitty. The issue is that children might...
What?
I just don't... Well, that's a children's thing.
Yeah, but they can't
the
buy
Hello Kitty.
Not...
Listen, you are talking logic now to the Alcohol Commission here in North Carolina, and we don't appreciate it.
You know, I'd expect this from South Carolina.
Well...
Carrie, but North Carolina,
North Carolina.
they're more progressive
I
up
would
there,
think,
right?
yes.
We are as stiff-necked as our southern brothers. Boner candidate number 1. Drink that beer and you'll want to marry a second wife for sure. Now, I think, where's Charleston? It's in South, isn't it? Charleston, South Carolina? Yeah, and Charleston's a progressive city. This is North Carolina. Now, here's boner candidate number 2. So now this is a thing. A video posted to Facebook. Gina, you're not safe anywhere.
From what?
A video posted to Facebook Thursday appears to show a girl licking a tongue depressor and then putting it back in the jar in the doctor's office. The video was originally recorded on Snapchat by the girl's mother. The mother said it was supposed to stay among friends, and someone shared it publicly on Facebook. She said she's now receiving death threats, as she should. It's a little extreme. And regrets the incident, saying, "I just wasn't thinking at the time." The clip begins with a hand touching the inside of the canister, holding the tongue depressors, twirling its fingers against multiple depressors. Another hand is then seen removing one from the container. A girl is shown licking the entirety of the depressor and then putting it back into the container. Boner candidate number 2. So now this is a thing, hearkening back to the ice cream liquors.
Yes.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. I need the kids to weigh it down. And my last name is Jaeger.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 2, coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by...
Health insurance should be personal with doctors you know and trust in your neighborhood. Quality care from award-winning hospitals and doctors. That's what you get with University of Utah Health Plans. Choose you.
Tragedy. He was one of a kind, an original. He will be missed. Former Yankees pitcher Jim Bouton has died at the age of 80. Jim Bouton, a pitcher of modest achievement, but a celebrated iconoclast who left a lasting mark on baseball as the author of Ball 4, a raunchy, shrewd, irreverent, and best-selling player's diary that tainted the game's wholesome image. He died on Wednesday at his home in the Berkshires in Massachusetts. He was 80 years old. Even if you don't follow baseball, for some reason, somebody handed me a copy once of Ball 4, and I read it. It's hilarious. And it is. And he names names.
Really?
He played with Maris and Mantle.
Mm-hmm.
He said Mickey Mantle was drunk or hungover every time he came to bat.
Yeah.
He talked about
Played better that way.
Boughton was blackballed amongst baseball for years after.
Oh, they hated him.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because he named names.
Didn't they make a movie of Ball 4?
They did it. They did a short-lived sitcom.
Oh, he was in
on
it too.
For it lasted 5 episodes.
Anyway, it's if you ever get a chance, if you ever just pick it up and read it sometime, even if you don't like baseball, it's a funny and kind of irreverent. I mean, very irreverent book. He talks about Elston Howard, the catcher for the Yankees, swapping wives with another player.
Well.
And it goes on and on. And none of the players are faithful to their wives on the road. Including him. Boughton says, including me. I wasn't. Prosecutors have filed formal charges in the murder of Mackenzie Lueck. The Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office has charged Ayula Ajayi with aggravated murder, kidnapping, obstruction of justice, and desecration of a human body. The body of Mackenzie Lueck was found last week in Logan Canyon. A search of Ajayi's home in the Fair Park neighborhood found a burn pit where police said that they had recovered some human tissue believed to be her. At a news conference yesterday, Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill said digital evidence placed Ajayi with Lueck. She was seen getting off a plane from California at Salt Lake Airport and texting someone, took a lift from the airport to a park in North Salt Lake where they believe she met up with Mr. Ajayi. Now, Sean, you were at that press conference?
I was not. My colleagues were, and I've been sort of support. I've had a very small supporting role in our coverage. Our other reporters have been taking the lead on it mostly.
So one of the things that we were wondering about earlier today was that Sim Gill has said it's too early to talk about the death penalty. We don't know. We don't know. There had been speculation that the death penalty would be taken off the table because that's how they found the body and hit him. But that's not the case.
There's speculation that the way they knew to look in Logan Canyon, the way they knew that the police should go looking up in Logan Canyon, speculation was that the suspect told them, and that would have only happened if he had struck some sort of deal where he would not get the death penalty. That is not how it happened. As we found out from the probable cause statements that Sim Gill filed along with the charges yesterday. They used basically his phone gave him away. That they were able to use the phone records and where the phone pinged to see that he was in Logan Canyon between 2 and 4 in the afternoon on the 25th.
Oh.
And so they used that to say, oh well, let's go look up Logan Canyon, and that's how they found the body.
Logan Canyon's a big place, though. I mean, could they pin it down even more than just the whole canyon?
Yeah, I mean, and depending on where cell phone towers or whatnot, they can triangulate to. I don't know the search radius, but it's within a certain distance.
So they're still holding stuff back.
They are not telling everything they know.
And why is that?
Because they still will need it. They will still need that information both to prosecute the case and possibly to get a deal out of him where he will confess or something or other. And that's why the death penalty question is still up in the air, is because that's one more tool that Sim would have to say,
if you confess to this,
if you confess, we'll take death penalty off the table.
Tell us all the details.
Yeah. The way things are looking now, we've got you dead to rights anyway, so you might as well just come clean.
Yeah,
that's the kind of. I mean, it's very it's very Law and Order sort of conversation.
Is that done just all in the interest of let's not we know this is how, let's not go through the whole rigmarole of a trial and the expense and the.
It's not just expense is part of it, but more of it is
putting the family through it.
Exactly. To spare the family all the really gory, icky details.
Gotcha. All right, let's move on to Jeffrey Epstein. Speaking of
icky details.
Icky details. It's been said that now he's the financier who's now in jail in New York. He's been accused of procuring and using underage girls, both in Florida and in New York. He got very light sentence for it in Florida a few years ago. Now looks like they're gonna come down harder on him now here in New York. He's routinely described as a billionaire and a brilliant financier. May not be the case. May not be the case. Even after his 2008 guilty plea in a prostitution case in Florida, he promoted himself as a financial wizard who used arcane mathematical models and often dropped the names of Nobel Prize winning friends. He told potential clients that they had to invest a minimum of $1 billion. At his peak in the early 2000s, a magazine profile said he employed 150 people, some working out of the historic house that he has on Madison Avenue. But much of this appears to be an illusion, apparently. There's little evidence that Epstein is really a billionaire. Does this remind you of anyone?
Yeah.
Mr. Epstein's wealth may have depended less on his math acumen than on his connections with two men. Stephen J. Hoffenberg, a one-time owner of the New York Post, and a notorious fraudster later convicted of running a $460 million Ponzi scheme, and Leslie H. Wexner, the billionaire founder of retail chains, including The Limited, and chief executive of the company that owns Victoria's Secret. Mr. Hoffenberg was Epstein's partner in two ill-fated takeover bids in the 80s, and so it looks as though he may have just built this billionaire empire on smoke and mirrors.
Or blackmail money.
A new study from the University of Utah is taking a first-of-its-kind look at the impact of abortion on teenage boys, suggesting teenage boys whose partners have chosen to have an abortion have a better socioeconomic future.
Well, yeah.
There have been studies that have looked at women's use of abortion as its impact on their future socioeconomic status. However, no research has been done on the use of abortion and the future of men's socioeconomic study, said lead study author Dr. Bethany Everett, an assistant professor at the Hughes Department of Sociology. Abortion is generally framed as a woman's issue. In almost all cases of pregnancy, there is usually a male partner who may be impacted by the presence or absence of a child. In the study, researchers used a sample of men who reported pregnancy before the age of 20. Then they looked at 10 years' worth of data comparing education and income levels between those whose partners had live births and those whose partners had abortions. And they find that the teenage males who avoided parenthood through their partner's use of abortion have a higher educational attainment.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it does. But you can say it makes sense, but then this is what researchers do. Well, let's quantify that and see if what seems to make sense is really the case. And apparently it is. At least the preliminary studies show that. Donald Trump is having a social media summit at the White House.
Tremendously big and tremendously wet.
Trolling on the internet was once a thankless pastime. Make edgy jokes on the right message board, get your sarcastic memes noticed by the right people, and you might score some retweets and Reddit quotes. But that was the extent of it. For today's right-wing trolls, there is a bigger prize on the table, a visit to the White House.
Yep.
Now, President Trump isn't inviting any of the mainstream social media platforms like, Twitter, the one he uses all the time, like Facebook. No, the people he's inviting are right-wing conspiracy theorists.
Great.
I have a headache.
Bill Mitchell, a pro-Trump activist who is the founder of Project Veritas, QAnon. The James O'Keefe, the Project Veritas.
Yeah, the fake video guy.
Yeah, these are the kinds of people that he's invited. Well, he's Daddy Troll.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is Daddy Troll, and he's calling in all his little trolls. I have half a mind to send an entire truckload of Billy Goat's gruff to the White House today and have him take care of those trolls.
The kidney has a very special place in the heart.
Half a mind, you would still outnumber everybody at that meeting.
Thank you, Sean. Thanks. I appreciate that.
All right. Sports weather traffic.
Well, we were very worried about soccer star Daniel Sturridge's one of the most adorable puppies in the world.
Oh, yes, yes.
So his dog was stolen
What?
from his house
cute little thing, too.
Dog
And
napping.
he was beside himself.
I bet.
A little Pomeranian.
Oh, I don't like those.
What? Oh, they're
I don't like palms.
just adorable. And he said he would bet, does not matter the cost. I will pay any ransom to get my dog back. Well, Wednesday morning, Sturridge got a call from someone who claimed to have found little Lucci and wanted to return him. And now, Mr. Sturridge doesn't believe the person that returned it had anything to do with stealing him. Like maybe they knew who took him, and so he didn't pay out any ransom. But the dog is back.
Good.
They have been
reunited.
and
Now, when I say I don't like palms, palms are very cute. I just don't care for their temperament. That's all.
they're kind of high maintenance
They are,
dogs.
yeah.
They're but very
They are cute.
All depends on how you raise them.
And that's sports. Weather is hot.
That's what they told me with kids, Carrie, and it just hasn't worked out.
I rest my case.
We're flirting with the 100, and it will get there in some instances. Chance of some thunderstorms later this afternoon, not like actual rain hitting the ground, but might have some lightning that might cause some fire issues in some places. And traffic. Let's see what we've got going on there. Crash northbound I-15 milepost 283. This is 27th north in Lehigh. Slowage northbound I-15 coming through Draper and Sandy. And southbound I-15 through Murray. And looks like that's it. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, here we go. Boner candidate number 3. I forgot where I was for a second. It is, I needed the kids to weigh it down. A mother has been arrested in Illinois after she was seen driving around with 2 kids on the roof of her car inside of an inflatable pool.
They like it. It's fun.
No, that's not the reason. The Dixon Police Department said 49-year-old Jennifer A. Janus Yeager was arrested around 3 p.m. after a concerned citizen saw her driving with the kids on the roof of her vehicle. Officers searched the area, found her driving with a blue inflatable pool on the roof of the car with 2 kids inside the pool. Police said they pulled her over, and she said, well, I drove down to my friend's house to inflate the pool, and I had my 2 daughters ride inside the empty pool because it would blow away.
Inflatable pool.
Yeah. See, you put it on the roof of the car, but it'd blow off the car.
So what do you want me to do?
Ms. Yeager has been charged with 2 counts of endangering the health or life of a child. Yeah. I got him a pool.
Carrie points out inflatable, meaning you could
deflate it, put it in the car.
No, you weren't paying attention. She didn't have no pump. She had to take it to her friend's house to get it pumped up.
Borrow the pump?
Well,
I guess Steve wouldn't loan the pump.
Steve don't like to let that pump out of his sight. Boner candidate number 3. I needed the kids to weigh it down.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Holy hell, people are stupid. Boner candidate number 1. Here you go. You drink that beer, you're going. You know what? You're going to marry a second wife for sure. That polygamy porter in North Carolina here. You drink that. That'll make you want to marry another wife. We can't have, polygamy is illegal. We can't sell something with polygamy in the name. Boner candidate number 2. So now this is a thing. A video of a young girl, licking a tongue depressor at the doctor's office and then putting it back in the jar. And number 3, I needed the kids to weigh it down.
All right, here you go. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? See, if it wins here, it's the winner of round 2. It's not boner of the day yet. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. We'll take both of the winners and put them into the Boner Dome at 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So pick your champion for round 2 right now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number, the one that you think should win this round. Put that number in the message of a text and text that to 33986. Easy. Or you can call to take your vote in the producer's booth with your voice, 877-602-9696. or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting July 11, 2019, and vote there. You've got 300 seconds. This is round 2. Let's go.
I have a 7-year-old. Exactly. Who's starting comp soccer, competition soccer.
Say goodbye to the rest of your weekends for the rest of your life.
That's what I'm saying. It all starts tomorrow. They have a tournament tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They have a game at 11. No, they have a game at 2. They have a game at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Friday they have a game at 11, and we're going to be up at Snowbird. So somehow I have to get from Snowbird to. This is going to be. This is my life.
I would suggest using your car. I think you would use your car.
Let me ask you a question. Was it his idea to play
yes.
soccer?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Because that's when you need to have the talk with him and say, look, okay, I understand you want to play soccer, but guess what? Mommy is saying goodbye to her weekends now because of this.
It's a huge commitment. It's expensive.
Here's what you do.
And it's a huge commitment.
I'm sure if you search around, you know how you have found a person to do almost everything for you. Rather than clean up the dog crap in your yard, you have found a person who will do that for you. Rather than deal with the lice problem yourself, you found the lice lady. Yeah. I'll bet you anything there is a person out there who will go to the soccer games for you.
But I like to go to
then
the soccer.
Quit bitching about it.
No, I'm just saying it begins, and Carrie's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It is.
This isn't just you playing soccer here. You need to know this, kid. This is about me taking you, transporting you, and the other two,
And it starts small when they're 7, but pretty soon it's out of state tournaments.
Yeah,
multiple times a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge,
which is really kind of ridiculous if you think about it. Out-of-state tournaments, really?
Yep.
For 7-year-olds, yeah.
Exactly.
Here's how people catch the bird flu. By close contact with birds or bird droppings. Some people have caught bird flu by cleaning or pluck. Did you pluck any birds
I
while
didn't
you
pluck
were on vacation?
anything.
There was no plucking going on in the
No.
trailer? I guess it is kind of close quarters, the kids can hear.
There's no plucking in the trailer.
Mom, what are you doing?
I'm plucking a chicken.
Your dad and I are plucking a chicken.
Keep plucking that chicken. Is that what they said?
Yeah,
Keep plucking that chicken.
It is also possible that some people were infected after swimming or bathing in water contaminated with the droppings of infected birds, and some. Here it is. You've handled a fighting cock.
That's it.
That was it.
That's it.
You handled a fighting cock.
I have to admit, I've handled a fighting.
You handled a fighting cock. There have been a few cases where one infected person caught the bird flu virus from another person, but it never has happened. It does not happen by eating infected animals.
But I knew it was living amongst. It's not the mosquito bite, but it's living amongst them.
And it happens a lot in Egypt.
Our attorney Ed Brass sounds like your DNA dad is Marty Feldman because of your eye drooping and oozing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got another person who is saying Out-of-state tournaments? This is Gina's way of telling you that she'll be taking time off.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Not yet.
This is her way of telling us
This one
now.
is just here.
And then it'll get announced on a Thursday.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
by the way, I'll be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
And then she'll say, I told you that this would happen.
because her husband can't possibly take the time off to go to the out-of-state tournament.
No.
But you can. Because this job isn't
He
as
has a real
important.
job.
Yeah, this isn't.
This isn't a real job.
No, not to you. It isn't. And certainly the way we treat
Why
you.
should it be?
No, we're going to create a rent-a-mom business. I think this is a great idea here.
Weather and traffic on X96 Radio from Hell.
All right, it's time to award round 2 of your boners.
And that is brought to you in part by potato salad.
Why are you whispering potato salad?
Secret potatoes.
Oh.
It was secret potato salad.
And the Utah Film Center presents the 16th annual Damn These Heels LGBTQ Film Festival, July 12th through the 14th in Salt Lake. Learn more at utahfilmcenter.org.
I ate entirely too much of it, too.
Well, that's
Was it a vinegar-based or a mayonnaise-based?
Mayonnaise-based potato salad. My sister made. Just so good. So we had boner candidate number 1. You drink that beer, you know what's going to happen. You're going to turn into a damn polygamist. You get a second wife for sure. I can't believe it. North Carolina Liquor Control Commission that we can't sell polygamy porter here. Polygamy is illegal. Boner candidate number 2. So now this is a thing. People licking things and then putting them back so that unsuspecting Gina Barberis can be grossed out.
Mm-hmm.
And boner candidate number 3. I needed the kids to weigh it down. This is somebody in Twitter or the chat room pointed out this is very responsible behavior on the part of this mother. Do you know how dangerous it could be to have a inflatable pool blow off your car in traffic? So that she put the kids there on the roof to hold it down. Carly won some tickets to the Damn These Heels Film Festival. And the winner, fairly substantial winner, boner candidate number 3. I needed the kids to weigh it down.
All right, there you go. That's the winner of round 2. It now goes forward to boner fight. Might be boner of the day. Depends. We'll see.
Is this trending stuff on Twitter, Gina?
Yes. Well,
did you get that video of the spider I sent to you?
no.
That'll start trending.
Okay.
It will, I'm telling you.
Well, a couple of things I noticed yesterday that I thought we should talk about. One of them was Us Weekly posted a photograph of Jason Momoa. He's on vacation with his family.
And his shirt off as usual.
And his shirt's off as usual. And you get x96.com/live if you haven't seen it yet. That's a good-looking human being right there.
Yeah.
Sure.
And he, the president's not the only person that gets trolled. He was being trolled by people saying, "Oh, Aquaman, it looks like you got a dad bod now. Maybe you should put your shirt on."
What?
Now, he's a little... Actually, I prefer this Aquaman to
not quite as
to
cut.
the six-pack ab.
Not quite as ripped.
Yeah. And any,
Sure, he looks fine.
And any trainer will tell you to get that six-pack ab definition, you have to, there's extreme things you have to do to get that.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
Diet's got a lot to do with it.
Let me tell you I can tell you how hard it is.
And it's not sustainable.
No.
Like most.
It's not normal.
When you see that in movies, there are very specific things done to look that way.
And
This
makeup.
This is a man on vacation, and he looks awesome. No, he's not going to look like Aquaman in the movie.
Well, I'm glad you're sticking up
everywhere.
for him, Gina.
I just leave Jason Momoa alone.
I applaud you sticking up for Jason Momoa.
And I prefer him a little softer.
I wish I looked like that.
Yeah, what?
Don't give me this Aquaman's fat
No,
thing.
he's not.
If I look like that, I'd walk around with my shirt off all the time.
He looks great. And then the other thing was...
Of course, my scar would still ruin it, but...
Carrie, you should own that scar and look tough.
No.
You've never seen it.
I got one too, and it's you don't.
Makes you look. You tell him you were in a knife fight.
No, you've not seen it.
Nope.
You've not seen it.
I've seen it, and I've seen mine. It's not. You don't want to. I don't even look in the mirror.
Yeah.
So the other thing that was trending was this Bagel Boss thing. Now, this is Bagel Boss is a name of a bagel store in New Jersey, I think.
I believe
Long
so.
Island.
Long Island. And so these girls are standing behind this guy in line at the bagel store. And I read the article that the woman who took the video was interviewed. And she said she and her friends were standing there and noticed this man pacing and muttering angrily to himself and saying stupid and they can't do their jobs and saying derogatory things about the women that were working at the bagel shop. And I think Carrie has...
I've got 2 bits of audio.
From... Maybe you can play that first.
Yeah, let's play this first part here. Here it comes.
This is the guy.
Degrade women. Why is that okay?
Degrade, okay for women to say, oh, you're 5 feet on dating sites? You should be dead? That's okay?
Who said that to you here? Nobody.
Women in general have said it on dating sites. You think I'm making that up? Everywhere I go, I get the same smirk with the biting lip. Shut your mouth. You're not God or my father or my boss.
So he was
apparently
saying
got
degrading things about women, and she said, "Why are you saying degrading things about women?" And he said, "Well, they've said things like this about me on dating sites." And she's like, "Who? Nobody here said that."
Nobody here said that. He said, "No, it was on dating sites. I'm 5 feet tall and they make fun of me."
And he said, "All women." So this is one of these guys that has, I mean, it's kind of, we're kind of having some fun with it, but these are scary people that blame all women.
All women are this.
For everything. So then a couple of guys that are standing in the line are like, okay, he's kind of getting out of control here.
Because I saw the video and he's pacing back and forth and he's throwing things. And so then they get him. Here we go.
Step outside. You want to step outside? Huh? I'm not scared of you, pal. I know. You shut up, too. You said go ahead and attack me, big.
And so a guy...
Yeah, if you go to...
Guy got him.
If you go to x96.com/live, you can see a picture of the guy on the left, and then the guy on the right is the guy who jumped on him. And, shut him up.
And then they kind of help him outside. Apparently he stole the bagels that he was there. He didn't pay for them. He grabbed his bag.
I forgot to pay for them.
But so what's trending is there's 2 sides to this. There are people that are saying this is clearly a disturbed individual.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how you could see it as anything other than
but
that.
meaning we should feel sorry for him. But it sounds like he was being horrible to the women that worked at this bagel shop. Before
he was.
I'm going to say mean things to women because women are mean to me.
I feel slightly sorry for him. I know what it's like to be short, but I mean, I feel slightly sorry for him. But really, there's no excuse for that.
No, and my guess is, sir, women aren't responding to you on dating sites. You being short is
just a little bit of it.
You have other...
You're a jerk.
Other issues, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's kind of scary. These are people that, there have been men that have attacked women randomly and saying, well, women have wronged me, so now I'm going to hurt women. So it's, I think it's kind of scary.
I don't feel bad for him at all. I think he's a horrible person.
Well, he is.
And I think he's getting what he deserves.
And him being short doesn't have anything to do
Nothing
with
to do with
any of it.
Nothing to do with it. I think you're just a dick, plain and simple.
So
you're not looking at life in a real way at all.
Yeah, I bet that's a good bagel place.
Well, they're the
Bagel
boss of
boss.
bagels.
Bagel
They're-
I mean,
boss.
the bagels look good at that place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's listen. It's. I mean, it is no fun to be picked on when you're short, and it can be kind of brutal sometimes.
Well, there's a follow-up video I'm looking at right now. I'll have to listen to it.
Okay, there might be the swears.
Is it outside the shop?
It's still inside the shop.
Still inside.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the one where he picks up the bag and leaves. I think.
It's the
Yeah.
third part of it.
And he's still yelling and ranting.
All right.
So
I will listen to it and see if it's airable.
congestion I-15 southbound from 21st South in Salt Lake to 72nd in Midvale is bad. The connector ramps from I-215 in Murray also backing up, trying to transition to southbound I-15. Lots of slowage through that area. Get a home equity line of credit from Cyprus Credit Union. For a limited time, receive an introductory rate of 3.99% APR for the first 6 months. Visit your local branch or go to cypruscu.com.
All right, thank you very much. We'll take a break. We will be back. Boner Fight is on the way. Stand by. Let's see, Rand Life.
Yeah, the mortgage company, local mortgage guys at Rand Life, Greg and Gar and the team, and Rand Life is they not only do home loans, but they do refinance loans as well. They have some new programs at Rand Life. With Utah Housing for first-time homeowners, this will expand home ownership possibilities, make it more affordable for a bigger group of people. They also are offering this special program for self-employed people at Rand Life. I don't know, I've never been in this position, but I was shocked years ago when I learned that salesmen, like radio salespeople, they have a really hard time getting mortgages because it's difficult to demonstrate a steady flow of income.
Because you're on
your
commission.
Income, your income varies. And so it's hard to get a mortgage. Well, Rand Life has a special program for people who've had a difficult time because of that. If you want to find out more, call them, 801-478-4500, or go to their website, randlife.com.
Radio.
program, Carrie and Bill. And let's see, it's time to check out the answering machine. Have you...
Yeah, go ahead and access it. We have an answering machine here at work because, well, we don't like personal calls at home. I use my phone at home for outgoing calls only.
Hi there, you've reached the offices of Carrie and me, Bill, the radio from hell guys. And if you have anything to say to us, we're not picking up, so wait for the beep.
Usually these calls come in after hours. I mean, after we're not here,
Yeah,
that is.
after like 1 or 2.
It's rewinding.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Allred. This is Dr. Arnold's office calling.
Oh.
I have what I hope is good news for both you and Samantha. Samantha's definitely pregnant.
Hey.
She's a very healthy bitch, so we anticipate no problems. She's about a month along.
Good.
So she should deliver in about 2 months.
No.
Office will be open until 5 p.m., so please try to pick her up before then. We'll have her well-groomed and ready to go.
Well-groomed?
I didn't tell you guys I got a
Thank
Chihuahua,
you.
did I?
It's a Chihuahua.
It's a little. I got a new little dog.
Oh, they're so cute.
I know you got little beady eyes.
Yeah, they are.
Gonna have
Hi,
pups.
Carrie. This is Libby Weaver from Fox News.
Oh.
Hey, would you stop leaving your underwear in my mailbox?
Again?
If you don't stop, I'm going to have to call the police, Carrie. Bye.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the in vitro fertilization clinic at the University of Utah calling for Ralph Allred. Mr. Allred, we have the sperm sample you left with us yesterday, and, well, I'm not sure what to say here. The sample you left with us, it's not human. Please
Bill,
return our call.
Bill, you're supposed to...
Oh, I didn't understand.
Leave yours.
Wait,
not... Never mind.
Hi, Carrie. This is Shauna Parsons from Fox News. Listen, you've got to stop leaving your underwear in my mailbox. This is getting absolutely
turn this
ridiculous.
off?
I have
Number
called
two.
the Salt Lake Police,
Could we turn-
and there is a restraining order against you, so wise up.
Can we turn
Bye.
this off, please?
Way to go, Carrie.
None of any...
At it
Bill?
again.
It's Chunga.
What?
I got my big toe caught
Oh,
in the
no.
water spout of the tub again, and
Oh,
I can't get it out.
Again?
I've been here for about 2 hours, and I'm lonely, and the water's too cold. Bill, I ran out of beer, and I'm down to my last cigar.
This happens to
Now,
you.
I know you said that last time this happened, you wouldn't help me again, but everybody else has said that too.
That's right.
Can you come over?
No.
Please?
No.
Well, I see...
Make sure you bring some soap, okay?
Well, I see you got out okay.
Well,
I mean...
finally,
Again, you did this.
Mike Summers came and got me out.
Well, how nice of him to
He
do
brought some soap and...
How nice.
Your little sponge bag.
Yeah.
All right.
Carrie, Al Bain from K-Bear calling.
Oh, Al Bain.
Look, do me a favor. Quit leaving your underwear in my mailbox.
we
And I
turn-
know they're yours because I don't know anybody else that wears Ren and Stimpy and Simpsons underwear.
Can we
So I
turn
know
this
they're
off?
yours. Wouldn't mind as much if they weren't soiled, but quit leaving them there or I'm going to have to call the authorities. See ya.
So the little problem is back, eh?
I was wondering what that was in my mailbox, Carrie.
Way to go.
You're sick.
Nightfall.
Suzanne Vega?
She's 60 today. You know who else's birthday it is? There's some other birthdays we missed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's Lil Kim.
I don't care.
Oh, little Kim.
She didn't give me anything for my birthday.
It's Nadia Suleiman. Do you know who that is?
Oh, yeah, she's the Octomom.
Yep, it's her birthday. It's Giorgio Armani's birthday.
Okay, but you had some big news. What's the big news?
Well, this is very exciting.
Yeah.
Finally, it says,
What?
Finally.
raw cookie dough lovers have more options than ever before. Katie, you're on alert here. You got to find this. So cookie dough, you're not supposed to eat cookie dough because it's
raw dairy.
Yeah.
Raw eggs.
Never stopped me.
No, me either.
Nestle. I don't know why it's taking them this long, because you know how you can buy the tubs of raw cookie dough at the grocery store, and we've all done it.
I used to have Winder Dairy deliver it to my house.
We've all taken scoops of the raw cookie dough and eaten it,
Yes.
and you're not supposed to do that.
I've also used it as a hair preparation.
Nestle has come out with
Yeah.
edible cookie dough.
Safe to eat.
In a
I
tub.
was going to say, because they're both edible.
No, but there's no raw eggs in it. You can spoon it straight from the container. It's the two flavors. There's regular chocolate chip and there's peanut butter chocolate chip. We wanted to bring the experience of eating cookie dough straight from the mixer to consumers in a safe, convenient way. This would only be better if you could actually buy beaters that were covered in cookie dough.
Now, how were they able to do the eggs to do this? Is it fake eggs or what?
I think you probably can just use.
Well, this is why it doesn't say what their recipe is.
Yeah.
But this, Katie, I want you on the lookout for tubs of edible cookie dough because I want to taste it. Because if it doesn't taste like regular cookie dough, then
Yeah, because if it's eggless,
Well,
I don't want it.
Maybe it's genetically engineered.
maybe it's beyond eggs.
Yeah.
Maybe they're using
It's impossible dough.
impossible dough.
Impossible cookie dough. That's what it is.
Somebody saying that Smith sells the raw cookie dough that you can eat. They've been selling it for a while.
Smith's does? Because this says it's available at select Walmart stores.
Well, I'll never go.
It always says that.
And select regional grocery stores. So maybe. So it's at Smith's?
Yeah, apparently
Okay.
so.
Well, this is... Katie says she will find it. This
No.
is important.
I'm going to wait until I won't get the Nestle brand, but if they have the Private Select or the Kroger brand, I'll get that.
You can buy, it's like a flat pallet of the Toll House cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And you pull the dough out, and it's a square. They're all little squares.
Yeah.
Those are perfect bite size.
Yeah.
Just,
But you're not supposed to eat those.
I do anyway.
Hasn't killed you yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
You know why? I live on the edge.
I haven't gotten
Adventure Jackson.
I haven't gotten a bacteria-eating brain brain-eating bacteria, as far as I know, from using a neti pot and tap water. So.
Oh, and there's just a huge, beautiful picture of cookie dough with this story. It's just...
All right, well, we need to get that.
Well, that is exciting news, Gina. I'm glad.
I told you.
I'm glad we deferred my list of 19 facts about death that will make you go, what the?
Well, we have time coming up.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Coming up then.
All right.
19 weird facts about death that will creep the hell out of you.
Okay.
Oh, see, it's vegan. That's what
Death?
it's vegan cookie dough.
Oh,
That's
cookie
how
dough.
they're doing it. And
I don't know how I feel.
And there's an edible cookie dough shop in Ogden.
Well, there's one in Sugar House. There's Dough & Co.
Dough & Co.
Mm-hmm.
You can eat does this mean you can eat the whole shop?
Wow. And Guy keeps saying that it's not the eggs, it's the flour, the raw flour.
No.
What?
That doesn't seem right.
That's not right.
It's eggs and flour.
Oh, well, I'll still eat it. I don't care.
I don't either.
All right, we got Boner Fight coming up, along with a reasonable amount of news. Stand by for all of that. Brooklinen.com is the website to go to. Of course, warmer weather. What are we getting, 100 today?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which means warmer nights. So maybe it's time to switch up your sheets and your duvets to something a little breezier, lightweight and soft. You know, when you get into the hot climates, people wear linen. I love wearing linen when I'm in a warm climate. And they have their new linen collection from Brooklinen. Beautiful, 12 different beautiful linen colors and patterns to choose from. Beautiful airy linen pieces that bedroom together, chic, relaxed feel, provides you with the ultimate comfort. I love my Brooklinen sheets, and linen, it's in their name, so you know it's good. Brooklinen's newest linen collection, it's amazing. I couldn't recommend their products more for graduates, newlyweds, friends, family. Treat yourself to the bedroom upgrade that you deserve. Brooklinen.com, giving an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Get 10% off and free shipping when you use the promo code Jackson, my last name, Jackson, at brooklinen.com. They are so confident in their products. All of their sheets, comforters, and towels come with a lifetime warranty. But the only way to get 10% off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com, and the promo code Jackson. These really are the best sheets ever.
Or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
And you're going to need that info to vote for Boner of the Day coming up here in about 6 minutes. So before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by...
They have over 1,000 used vehicles in inventory, 6 locations, Orem, Sandy, Murray, Ogden, 90th South, plus trucks and imports located in Sandy or lhmusedcars.com.
Well, Love Island is coming to America. Love Island.
What is it?
It's a TV show.
Is it exactly what
Britain's Love Island?
The title says.
Yeah.
They put
direct,
attractive singles on an island.
So this is going to be a decision you'll have to make, Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
Weighing the many hours that you will lose of your life against this colorful new vocabulary that you will gain.
A new vocabulary.
No one wants to get pied, even if they're in a melt. In Britain, at least millions of viewers have already given in to the temptation of the bizarre reality dating show Love Island, which is currently airing its 5th season. All 5 seasons are available on Hulu. Now CBS is betting that audiences in the United States will do the same. Beginning Tuesday, episodes of an American Love Island will air every weekend until the August 7th finale, offering viewers the salacious highlights of the couple's dalliances in a tropical villa. Unlike the American dating shows that promise a path to the altar, you know, The Bachelor and all of that, there's just a lot of partner swapping on Love Island.
It's just, all right.
It's a lot of partner swapping, excuse me. The group of singles spends the summer paired together as couples, and the show manipulates this simple formula to produce, it says here, genuinely startling twists and turns.
I have a hard time believing that.
New contestants are brought in. The public votes to send uncoupled contestants on dates. People break up and then have to continue living in the same house. The British version is hosted by Caroline Flack, but the tone is set by its snarky voiceover narrator, the comedian Ian Sterling, who mocks the contestants, who mocks the show, and mocks himself.
So is it the British version coming here, or it's a whole new one with Americans?
It's a whole new one.
Oh, well, that means we'll ruin it.
Yeah.
The U.S. series, the comedian and Vine star Ariel Vandenberg will be the host. narrator has not yet been announced. Speaking of Love Island, Love Golf Course, the stripper golf caddy event that was scheduled for Donald Trump's Doral Golf Course, Mar-a-Lago, it's been canceled. The organizers...
Is it because it won the bone? Oh, it didn't win the boner. Did
It was nominated.
Oh.
The organizers... So it was for a charity, and I forget what charity it is, but the people who run the charity said they didn't realize that it involved strippers, and
They didn't realize.
so they were just the recipients of the. It was this other organization that put together the event to raise the money.
Okay.
And then, and I'll take them at their word. When they saw the posters and what the whole event entailed at our president's owned golf course, they said, no,
We don't be associated with
no, we
that.
can't do this. And I think it was some charity involving helping children. So that's been canceled. Not by the president, who didn't. He was fine to let it go on. Whatever. You need to make money there. So your dogs don't go out of doors too much. They just go in the yard. Right?
Hudson's been spending more time out in the yard.
Watch for foxtails.
Oh, yeah, they're bad.
Oh, those are getting in between their digits on their paws.
So when you take them for walks, that's what you need to be aware of.
Veterinarians from across Utah are seeing a spike in cases of animals needing treatment after getting foxtail seeds embedded in their bodies. We've pulled them out of their tonsils. We've had them perforate the esophagus. If they were to enter into the windpipe, they could get into the lungs, and that'd kill them, said Dr. Eric Belknap, a veterinarian at Sugar House Animal Hospital.
That's my vet.
Belknap attributes the increase this year to the wet spring, leading to more of the foxtails growing across the state. We pulled this foxtail out of a dog's nose, he said, holding up a bloody seed that was removed from a golden retriever named Willie.
Willie!
Foxtails do not dissolve once they're in the body because of the way they are shaped, and there's a sharp barb on the end, and it can only travel in one direction, and that's not good.
I just remember them getting stuck in my socks.
Yeah. Donald Trump is expected to announce new executive action today during a news conference, might be going on now, on the 2020 census and his push to include a citizenship question. Trump tweeted this morning that he planned a news conference on the census and citizenship after a White House social media summit. A senior administrator official who spoke on condition of anonymity to preview the plans said the president would announce new action, but the official did not elaborate what that action is. Trump said last week he was very seriously considering executive action to try to force the question of the inclusion on the census of citizenship, and that it was among 4 or 5 options he'd been weighing. Now, bear in mind, these census surveys, they've already been printed.
Yeah, they're...
And I don't believe it's on them.
Well, he's saying, well, we can just add a page to it.
The Supreme Court has said no.
Yeah, the Supreme Court's already ruled on that.
Do you know what? He's already won with this because there's enough doubt there that people will avoid filling out the census because they are
I know. You know, I think you may be right there, but at the same time, if it's not on there, then it's not on there.
But I think people won't even look. I think they'll be like, "Oh, you know what I mean?"
away.
They won't bother to see if it's in there. They'll just go, "Oh, well, I'm not going to participate in that."
Well, I would hope if they've heard that, then they've heard this, that is, look at the ballot if it's not on there, and anyway, Trump has insisted his administration push forward, but he can't. I mean, if he does this should be an impeachable offense.
This is a constitutional violation.
Yeah, and it should be an impeachable offense.
It should be. There are dozens of impeachable offenses that he has done.
And is that it?
That's good enough.
Okay.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, here we go with the winner from round 1 going against the winner of round 2. What was the winner of round 1? Well, cast your mind back through the mists of time and go to the 7 o'clock hour, around 7:35 or so. 7:40, we announced the winner of I Don't Even Like Men. That was boner number 1. It's a candidate for Mississippi governor says that a female journalist can't shadow him on a 15-hour car trip he's taking. She's just needs to get the story of his candidacy, but you can't come with me on a car trip and ask me questions unless you bring a male escort. I've promised my wife I would not be alone with another woman. There has to be another man present. She says, this is ridiculous. I am a reporter, and B, I'm openly gay. I don't even like men. Going up against number 2, I needed the kids to weight it down. A mother charged after driving with her kids in an inflatable pool on top of the roof of her car. She did this because she didn't want the pool to blow off into traffic. So she used children as weights.
All right. There you go. You've got to decide of these 2 candidates which one deserves to be boner of the day. 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. 1 or 2. Put that number, that single digit, in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Take your votes in the producer's booth. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight July 11, 2019 and vote there. And if you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. You've only got 4 minutes, though. So let's go. It's Boner of the Day.
Start your workday at 10 a.m. with a 1-hour non-stop.
Time to award Boner of the Day.
And it's brought to you in part by hamburgers and potato salad and various accoutrements.
And when it comes to mortgage lending, call Rick at Vintage Lending. Where else are you going to go? 16 years experience. Call Rick 801-809-SAVE or loansbyrick.com.
So we had Boner candidate number 1. I don't even like men. Politician in Mississippi. I can't be alone with a woman. You can't. You're a journalist, I know, but you can't. You can't ride with me in a car and interview me unless there's a man present in the car. You can't all come unescorted. But she said, well, I'm not. Aside from the fact that I'm just a reporter and just want to get the story, I also am openly gay and I don't even like men. What's your problem? I'm a dumb Mississippi Republican governor candidate. That's what my problem is. Going against number 2, I needed the kids to weigh down the pool. It's a mother who had this inflatable pool she was transporting. She put it on top of her car and then she put kids in it so that it wouldn't blow away. Okay. And the winner, pretty overwhelmingly, Boner candidate number 2.
Really?
I needed the kids to weigh down the pool.
Wow. All right. That's your Boner of the Day for July 11, 2019. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week. Decided by Dave the Flower Guy tomorrow at about this time.
You know, every year we do a broadcast. We do a series of broadcasts leading up to, and then we do a broadcast from the road home to raise money for the homeless shelter. And we do that around Christmas time. But there's another big event that the road home does. And this is, and McCall and McKenna.
Taylor,
excuse me. I don't know where I got McKenna. And McCall and Taylor are here. Taylor does marketing and events for the road home. And McCall is with the Eye Center. And you partnered with the road home to do this for quite a while, right, McCall?
Yeah, this is our 3rd year working with the road home and the apple tree promotion.
And it's school supplies primarily is what we're looking at, right?
It's actually not.
That's what it says right here, school supplies.
Well, that is helpful always. School supplies are always helpful. But a lot of the kids need new clothes, new underwear, new socks, things as simple as that.
Oh, that's what you're meaning by supplies there: backpacks, shoes, pants, sweaters, Taylor, how is this? How are we putting this together? How do people participate and get this stuff?
So it's with the Road Home, Intrepid Agency, Old Navy, and the Utah Eye Centers. So people can go to theroadhomeappletree.com to find all participating locations and find a drop-off location.
And are there how many Utah Eye Centers are there?
So we have 4 locations. There's one in Ogden, Bountiful, Mill Creek, and Orem. So there are 4 along the Wasatch Front.
And then other locations based on the stores that are involved. So
there's tons here. I'm looking at all the different locations, and there's an actual list of specific items they're looking for.
You can also go to x96.com and find out all this information. What are some of the most pressing things that the Road Home Apple Tree needs, Taylor?
Right now we're compiling a list of all the needs for each of the children who are staying in shelter right now. So it's going to be backpacks, new shoes, new clothes, including underwear and socks.
Now,
those are the most pressing ones.
Now, if you can't go shopping and drop off, you can just via the website donate a dollar amount, and it says that. So like for a $25 donation, your gift will pay for a new backpack for a child in need, or $50 is 2 pairs of shoes. So you can donate a dollar amount that will help purchase these.
What are the ages are we looking at here? Yeah.
It's all ages, from
Just
school age up to
kindergarten
18.
Up to 18, up through high school. And how many? Do you have any idea how many kids are in shelter right now?
It'll serve about 150.
150 kids, essentially homeless.
Yes.
I don't know. It just, sometimes it seems overwhelming.
Don't get depressed.
Yeah.
Don't get depressed. Help them.
Yeah.
That's what you can do. Instead of wallow,
yeah.
you can help them.
Yeah, it's just astonishing that there are 150 kids who need this kind of help. But thank God that you guys are here to do it. The Utah Eye Center and the Road Home. Send a homeless child to school with all those things that they need. Again, the website, Taylor, is?
theroadhomeappletree.com.
Okay.
All the locations, and you can donate your money there as well, and the items and all that. It's simple, but it's a well put website.
Yeah.
All the information's there.
All right. Thanks a lot for coming by, and we'll keep pushing it throughout the. When does this end, by the way?
August 23rd.
August 23rd.
So
okay.
it's live now until August 23rd.
Okay, great. Thanks. Nice to see you, McCall.
Thank you.
Nice to see you, Taylor.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. We'll be back and get this thing over with. Volkswagen, Gina.
You mean Volkswagen Southtown, Carrie
Yes.
Jackson. That's where Festus and I go once a month, and the nice folks there let us borrow different models of Volkswagens to try out. And right now we have the 2019 Atlas V6 SE with tech. So it's a big SUV. The
Okay.
V6, it's got power. And
I don't think I've seen one of these.
yeah. They're good looking, and Festus likes it because he's got a lot of musical equipment he has to haul around, and you can put all the seats down, and there's plenty of room for that. Also, big backup camera, 8-speed automatic. It's got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It's just got all of the tech you could want. And right now, Volkswagen Southtown says free yourself from high prices, high interest rates, and high car payments during the big zero sale. That means zero down, zero payments for 90 days, plus 0% APR available on all the cars, not just select ones. So go in and talk to them. They're easy to find just off 106 South on I-15 on the west side of the freeway, or you can always get more information at VolkswagenSouthtown.com.
Win tickets to the Big 3 basketball tournament July.
Gina Barberi, Radio from Hell on X96.
Yes.
Whatever we're doing here, brought to you by the Honda Giant, Stockton 12 Honda in Sandy. Find your Honda at stockton12honda.com.
Well, you know what we're doing here. We're doing a list. You've been hounding me for this list all morning. 9 crop tops you'll want to wear all summer.
That's not the list.
Oh, no.
9?
No.
It's not the one.
9?
No, it's...
That's a lot of crop tops.
It's 19 unsettling facts about death that'll make you say, what the hell?
Oh, okay. All right.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
So this was a list put together by BuzzFeed, who's famous for doing lists.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked the BuzzFeed community, tell us what facts about death freak you out the most. Here are the results. Your body will most likely make a loud groaning noise after you've already died.
Well, there are gases that escape.
Oh, that's your soul leaving your body.
Oh, or
that's what that is. You attribute it to gas. Look, the baby's smiling. No, he's just farting. No, that's his soul. Number 2. It is the gases. In the 1800s, photographing posed death bodies was a very normal practice. As a matter of fact, there was a picture book, years ago called Wisconsin Death Trip. And someone had found this collection of old photographs, that were done on glass plates. They're so old. And it was of this town in Wisconsin. And there was just a lot of death in that town. And it was... they dress the children up, babies. They dress them up in funeral clothes and pose them, holding them and sitting them in chairs. Or something. It was just, I
don't like that.
The book was really creepy. Here's, for some reason they skipped number 3. I think it's been censored. It goes right to number 4. Thousands of people die every year due to doctors' sloppy handwriting prescriptions. On prescriptions.
I believe that.
I have heard that said before. According to a study done in 2006 by the National Academy of Science, illegible dosages, abbreviations of drug names have led to millions of injuries and thousands of deaths.
Most of it's online anymore.
Number 5, forensic scientists can tell you when and sometimes how someone has died by looking at the types of insects that have begun to gather in and around the body.
We saw this on the original Flavor CSI. He was a big bug guy.
Yeah. Number 6, your eyeballs will flatten soon after you die.
Oh, yeah, they're full of water.
Ugh. Number 7, and your eye color will most likely change soon after that, before your eyeball is completely decomposed.
I've seen zombies, yeah.
Speaking of eyes, crime investigators used to believe that the image of a murderer, and I remember hearing this before, could be captured in a victim's eyes, kind of like a film on camera, and it would stay there after they died. I still believe that to be true, but some scientists have tried to debunk that.
Let's test it out.
Number 9, it is absolutely possible to die from fatal water overdoses. We know that because radio guys did it.
Yeah, they killed
a girl.
Yeah.
A woman in a radio contest.
Wee for a wee.
Yeah. Number 10, the top leading causes of death include heart disease, accidental poisoning, and car accidents.
Accidental poisoning?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Believe me, Gina, it will be an accident. I'm guaranteeing you it will be an accident.
I was promised an accident.
Number 11, some people suffer from a real syndrome where they believe that they're already dead.
This is a mental illness.
They believe that they don't exist at all.
Really?
Yeah.
They think people can't see them.
It's called Cotard delusion, named after neurologist Jules Cotard, and the syndrome is currently in the official handbook to mental illness diagnoses.
Is that why the automatic doors don't work for me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's also called walking corpse syndrome.
Oh, that's just because I forgot to bathe.
Number 12, if a body is left to decompose in consistently 50-degree weather, it can reach a skeletal state in as little as 4 months.
50 degree?
Yeah.
I would think
consistently 50-degree weather.
I would think warmer weather.
Warmer would
well,
make
it would
go quicker.
That would be faster.
Oh, I see.
See, it says, but
they're
that's still
saying
pretty fast.
50 is 4 months is. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Forensic scientists can easily tell if a person has either drowned or was killed and dumped in a body of water.
Yeah, if you aspirate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can figure all this out.
Yeah. How about your remains can be turned into a vinyl record, a diamond, or even a tree after you've died. Now, I hadn't heard the
tree.
I hadn't heard the vinyl record, but I have heard
Dark Side of the Moon, Carrie, with us? No?
It's a damn near perfect album.
That would make it perfect, wouldn't it? When a body decays in water, a substance that looks like soap buildup can slowly form on the body. It's called corpse wax.
Corpse wax.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Uncle Steve's corpse wax.
Yeah. Can I have a little, just a pot of that corpse wax? Your hair and nails appear to keep growing a little bit after you die.
Yeah.
They don't, though.
It
They
says
don't?
appear to.
Oh, they
Because
appear.
You shrink.
You.
Oh, because
yeah.
your skin shrinks. Oh, okay.
In rare instances, women who died while pregnant can still give birth. Sort of.
The body
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's called postmortem fetal extrusion. It happens when gases build up in the abdomen of a pregnant corpse, forcing the head of the child out.
Yeah.
Ugh. And number 19, and finally, it's likely that your body will twitch or even sit up in a lifelike way even after you've died.
Sit up?
It's fairly common. That a nerve, it's just like a nerve reaction. Whoop.
I mean, I remain seated at all times, so.
I think it's likely that your body will remain seated, Gina,
That's
even
what I'm
after you
thinking.
die. Even after you've
We
died.
got a texter making an argument against that whole tree thing, where you're buried and you grow a tree.
Yeah.
That's how you get haunted forests, is what he's saying.
Oh, it'd be fun to be part of a haunted forest. Oh, that'd be fun.
Well, it's I think, Gina, you will remain seated. It will be difficult to determine when you've passed. That's what I'm saying.
People poke me every once in a
Just
while.
to make sure.
Yeah.
At home.
Hey.
Mom! No, she's still with us. Yeah. No, I'm still here.
I'm here.
That list just made some of the best arguments for cremation that I've ever heard.
I'm going. Like I said, my body's going up to the University of Utah. They're going to have their way with me for however long they want and then cremate me.
Now, see, on the last episode of Brockmire that I was watching, why do I keep forgetting the actor's name? J.K. Simmons has been on it. He plays a rival announcer. But this,
I could see that.
But this rival announcer, is in the fifth stage of cancer and is dying and is in the hospital bed. And him and Brockmire are talking about dying, and he says, it's all about the rotting. The rotting. I don't like the idea of rotting.
Well, you don't have to.
Well, so Brockmire cremated him and then took his ashes and put him in one of those things at the ballpark where they make the lines.
Oh, yeah.
For the bases.
Yeah.
And so he
spread him out?
Spread him out on the ball.
Sure.
In the ashes.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think that's what he would have wanted.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
All right.
I still have 9 crop tops you'll want to wear all summer long.
9?
9.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
There isn't one crop top I want to wear.
Thank God.
In fact, that's the one part of my body I always want to make sure is covered, is that part right there.
Yeah, I don't want to crop my top either. Of course, maybe if you wore 9 of them at the same time.
Cement Dave's dad worked in a morgue, can confirm the post-mortem spasms and sitting up.
Yeah.
I guess you'd get used to that. I mean,
No, I don't think you ever get used to the
Sure.
sitting up.
Sure.
The other stuff maybe, but the sitting up.
If it happens often enough, you just go, oh yeah, just push them back.
Lay down, Frank.
Yeah, just push them down.
Crop tops. All right, should we do a promo?
Never be buried in a crop top
No.
either. That's that would be the worst. Have the viewing in a crop.
No.
9 crop tops you'll want to wear for your viewing coming up.
All right, let's do the promo.
On Friday's Radio from Hell show,
we will have the best or question of the week, and it'll be answered at 8 a.m.
So if you have a question, or if you're dying for us to answer, email it to us, radiofromhell@x96.com.
And hopefully we will have an answer about Derpy Dog Hudson and Shannon from the dog trainer.
Oh.
An update. So you won't want to miss that and more on Friday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Is that good enough? Yeah, that is happening today.
Okay, we'll need the...
I need to text Shannon and remind him he needs to come up to meet the dog trainer, and hopefully they can get this all worked out. Because
it's a therapy session.
this is Daddy's best friend, and this is my kid, and you got to get along,
Yep.
all right?
Uncle Shannon.
Uncle Shannon. Uncle Shannon.
That's what kids call Dad's best friend is Uncle.
That's weird.
Uncle Shannon.
Okay. Are we good?
Sure.
I think we're done, right?
Yeah.
All business. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Remain seated even in death.
Well, thank you.
Poker.
All right, Corey is next.